Don't blame us for any side effects.
You thrilled our fans throughout the postseason with a great performance.
Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
Manny Machado said they have hit rock bottom. Let's hope he's right. Welcome into Gwynn and Chris, everybody. Finally, a Friday here. Padres are back home, getting set to start a series against the New York Metropolitans. And we are ready to start a 3.5-hour show with you, Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr. down at Petco Park. Although I think at the actual moment he's in the parking lot at Petco Park.
Yeah, he had to run down and
got the notation that his hazard lights were on.
I'm not sure he wanted us to share that, but he's not listening right now.
He'll be back here in a moment, but Scraby's here in the Bill House Studios where we know how. And, look, there's not a lot to add to what we talked about yesterday, Scraby. The struggles of the Padres, been pretty well documented here. They had a 1-5 road trip. They've lost 9 of 10. They're 13-20 in the last month plus. So it's been a pretty lengthy stretch here. They have had 4 or fewer hits, which is how many they had yesterday. They've had 4 or fewer hits in 8 of the last 33 games. I said they were 13-20. 8 times in that span, they've had 4 or fewer hits. That's almost every 4th game now where they do very, very little on offense. And they haven't had more than 10 hits in a game since exactly a month ago today. That was May 5th against the Giants. So offensively, they are a mess. And now the bullpen, unfortunately, has joined the fray with, 3 less than stellar performances in Philadelphia. Walking the leadoff hitter, leading to the go-ahead run. One by Jason Adam, who probably should have walked the leadoff hitter, but gave up a home run and another home run to break that tie. And then, again, you get back in the game yesterday, and Morejon immediately walks the first hitter in the bottom of the inning, and Philly scored 3 and put that game away. So, look, you just hope that you can, get things turned. I mean, that's the only option you have. And Tony Gwynn Jr. is indeed back in the booth there. Tony, we've tried everything. We've thought of everything. We're going to trade everybody. We're going to fire everybody. None of that makes realistic sense. The only realistic thing you do is suit up tonight and try to get it back together.
Yeah, Chris, that's really it, man. I ain't really no magic potion for any of this. I just think that this is the kind of process, if you will, of the 2026 season for the Padres. It goes different every year, right? I mean, last year felt so great in the beginning. They started, whatever they started, the great record to start the season. And then they went through like a kind of a middling it felt like the rest of the year. They found their way into the playoffs, and then they would lose a tight series. I don't have anything for anybody like that. All the things you just kind of went through, all true, all have to be better. But it does make me kind of go back to something I think you said, or we all kind of agreed on it at the time, was that this team eventually was going to have to hear from their big dogs. And it does seem like, at least from that standpoint, those guys may be starting to, at least 2 of the 3 may be starting to come out of it. But that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, it has to start there, and even Manny Machado said so. We can't sit here and keep relying on everybody else to pick it up for us. So we have to pick it up. And, Manny had a strange day yesterday, Tony. I know you were – and congratulations, by the way. We should
thank you.
Get all of this in order here. Your daughter graduated high school yesterday, a big day in the Gwynn family, and we're very proud of not only Michaela for her efforts, but we're proud of you and your wife for you got one done, right? And this was your first graduation, so
yeah,
it's a big deal for everybody involved. And,
it is. It's one of those crazy things that like it still hasn't quite like settled in. That like she's gonna be like gone in like a month, like for like a extended period of time.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool. I know there's quite a few not quite a few. There's a few Padre members that were in the same spot that I was, watching a graduation, also kind of peeking in at scores as the day was going along.
That's not a good idea.
No, it wasn't. My son was not allowing me to not pay attention. He was frustrated about everything.
And now we're losing 3-0, Dad. We just threw the ball away again.
Yeah. It's like, dude, I'm trying to get away from it for a day. Let me chill. But
let me try to.
But
relax,
thank you. I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, congrats are definitely in order there. But you bring up a good point that we have conveniently forgotten about. Last year's team, because they got off to an amazing start last year. So much so that after going 7-0, they were also 14-3. They were also 27-15 in mid-May last year, 12 games over 500. And then over the next 62 games, and that is about the stretch we've played so far this year, they went 28-34. And they were very, very mediocre for 2 months last year. Yet it all turned out okay in the end. So it's certainly something to keep in mind. The sky is not fallen. The sky is maybe falling just a bit. And you just got to hope this is the end of this bad run, because it happens around baseball. I know nobody wants to hear that, but I am looking up over here at the screen at Wrigley Field today, and I'm seeing the Giants ahead of the Cubs 9-0 in the 6th inning. The Cubs have gone 6-18 the last month. This was a team that was supposed to be almost a shoo-in to win the NL Central.
Didn't they have 2 10-game win streaks?
Yes, right. They had 2 10-game win streaks. They also had a 15-game home winning streak that was followed immediately by an 8-game home losing streak. So, baseball is, they're not just picking on the Padres. And I think the ultimate answer, the ultimate way the story ends, Tony, and I think any team will tell you this, is how do you handle it when things start to go bad? And how soon can you get out of it, to make sure that the damage is minimal. And hopefully, Michael King, you got to, you're one of your aces on the mound tonight, and hopefully he gets things started in the right way.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you need these front end guys for, is to be able to kind of right things when it's going really wrong. And that's what it feels like after you get swept. You go 1-5 on the road trip.
Yeah.
It's not the best. It's not the best feel, but it is a part of the reality. I also, think that we all should be mindful of the fact that, and I kind of talked about this the last show I got to do with you guys. New ownership's coming in. What type? And we know that AJ Preller has been kind of handcuffed. Nevertheless, did a pretty good job despite it. What will that look like this year? Because I do think that's going to play a major factor. You already starting to see some of the folks in the know already kind of whispering things about the Padres and them being able to go out and do some things. Saw Tariq Scooble's name pop up here today. So, that's all going to be very much a part of the storyline as we move into the summer. But, for now, there ain't no reinforcements coming. This is, they're going to have to figure it out right now to try to at least keep things level until we get to that point.
Don't worry about the new ownership, Tony. Some Padres fans yesterday were trying to give them a way out of buying the team after the 1-5.
They don't want to buy. Yes. They don't want the team anymore.
Also, the team should just move because no one cares about it anymore. It was a very tough day for some Padres fans out there.
There were other Padre fans who just wanted to move the franchise.
Yeah, just move it. Just straight up move.
It's hard to believe
they're moving the franchise.
Yeah, we're going to give up the whole franchise. It's hard to believe it's gotten that bad. My goodness, it's a 5-game losing streak, for heaven's sakes. This is not
sports. We want no sports. Get it out of here.
That's crazy.
It seems a little
I think some people are sarcastic. But there are the serious people. There are the people that are like,
you're not going to appease those people no matter what you do. Never. Look, Craig Stammen is trying everything he can, to figure it out. And at this point, you just have to send Michael King out there tonight and tell him, hey, big guy, carry us here.
Carry us a little bit, buddy.
Yeah, carry us a little bit. Give us 7 and give us some time to get the offense cranked up tonight. And hopefully, they can get out ahead of this Mets team. You're facing a rookie right-hander in Christian Scott, which doesn't make anybody out there feel any better because the Padres have not hit against anybody this year. So it really doesn't matter who they're facing. They have to get going. We are going to have Griffin Canning. He is our Friar Friday guest. He's actually coming up in about 10 minutes, so going to make way for him. But a lot of other fun Friday stuff, including our countdown and, of course, the Big Five a little bit later on. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr. at Petco, Scraby alongside here, and Gwynn and Chris underway for a Friday on 97.3 The Fan.
2:16 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Scraby, currently awaiting Griffin Canning. Don't know if he's going to be on time, guys. I must say, I have a front row seat to him getting a chance to meet with his teammates from last year and his old manager. And so right now he's conversating. And so, until I see one of our PR staff members actually go out to get him, we may be waiting for a while.
That's right. He was a Metropolitan last year.
He was.
So
he was having a good year with the Metropolitan. So I'm sure he had a lot of good feels for the folks over on the other side. So hold tight. We'll get you Griffin here. Sure, they got some good questions I want to ask Griffin as he's coming off an Achilles. Interested to see what that was like, kind of working back through that in the same way that I guess Jason Adam had to deal with the patella tendon, right? I mean,
similar stuff where they had their arm was okay, but they had to get their legs right.
And I'm not gonna lie, I think it was the first game in Philly, the only one I did. He came off the mound to make a bare hand play, and I held my breath because it was one of those plays where he didn't have time to set himself up nicely. Like he kind of just had to be athletic, and it was nice to see him kind of get through that. So I'm kind of interested to hear from Canning on that standpoint. Padres begin a 3-game set here against the Mets. I believe the Cincinnati Red series is also 3 games.
Reds will be coming in, yes. And, as I said yesterday, there can't be a do-or-die series in the month of June. But I feel like, based on how they've been playing, this would be a nice homestand to get things
from a
turned
fan
around.
Standpoint for sure.
Yes, right. For them, yeah.
It definitely is.
I was thinking about this as a fan. In San Diego, I feel like it's hard to escape watching baseball on a daily basis and taking each win or loss hard or celebrate because there's nothing else. And I think this town, that's why everything gets so cattywampus when they go on a losing streak, because we just don't like seeing them lose at all.
We have nothing else to be paying attention to. Is that what you're getting at?
Yes.
I think that's a very good point. There isn't a whole lot there for us San Diegans to really put our attention to on sports wise. You know what I'm saying? It's literally the only show in town right now. The Waver's still playing, but they're all the SDFC's on hiatus right now. Not that it would matter, even if they weren't. People would still be locked in, angry at what's happening, and you get it, right? I mean, they're losing games. They're not winning as many as they were earlier. So it brings a little bit of a little bad taste in people's mouth.
Well, here's the other thing that I wanted to get to with baseball. The Giants have to be considered one of the worst hitting teams in the league, and statistically, they're down there with the Padres. Only on Sunday, they scored 19 runs in Colorado. Now, that's Colorado. So they went to Milwaukee. They scored 12 to beat the Brewers the other day. Right now, they have 16 runs.
16.
And they're still batting in the 6th inning. They've been batting in the 6th inning for about an hour now. Willie Adames has hit 2 home runs. Matt Chapman has hit 2 home runs.
Not in the inning, the game, right?
And yes,
apparently the wind is blowing out only for the Giants.
Only for the Giants.
It's 16-0.
Yeah, right, and here's the other thing. Chapman, one of his home runs today is a grand slam. Why is this interesting? The Giants have now hit 6 grand slams in the last 18 days.
It's funny, real quick.
6
I'm watching
of them. And this is the Giants, who are not supposed to be a good hitting team. So
Tiffany's trying to build up the courage to go get Griffin right now.
Oh, no. Poor Tiffany.
He's in the middle of a deep conversation with the manager for the Mets right now.
Should I just text her and say, hey?
No, tell Tiffany this is a must. Break it up. Let's go. Gwynn and Chris is waiting.
No, I can only imagine what it's
and
like to be that
because
job.
there's a couple different reunions going on, right? Leaper, who our third base coach last year, is the third base coach for the Mets. So you got a bunch of players going over to see him. Griffin just finished his conversation with Mendoza. Now he's moved on to the next player. I think it's Beatty down there. And now Tiffany's making her move. She's actually walking over, because without her coming out, I think Griffin would have clearly just forgot about it. So We'll see.
Thank you, Tiffany. I hope I hope she understands that
Tiffany's
going to
get a lot of combat pay if
I'm
she's
laughing
able
at,
to.
she just looked
him.
up here. She just looked up here right now. She knows I'm watching her trying to get.
Boy.
Well, in the meantime,
we are gonna actually field a lineup tonight.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
We are.
Yeah, okay.
Believe it or not, we're gonna play some baseball today.
And guess
All
what?
right.
Manny Machado is not in AAA, guys. He's still at the major league level.
Wait, was that another one that was rolling around?
Tony, you have no idea some of the things that I've seen over the last couple days.
Believe it or not, he's hitting third too.
Yes,
right?
he is.
He's
Fernando,
not going to AAA, and he's hitting third.
Yes, Fernando, right field, batting first. DHing
What?
is
They're letting that guy play right field? Are you kidding me?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on here.
Crazy.
Machado playing third base. Are we okay with that, Chris? Okay,
why are you asking me? I'm not the one that's been critical of it.
I was trying to get you in on the bit. Goodness. Anyway, Machado, France, Merrill, Bogarts, Johnson, Song, Duran, and King.
All right, get ready, buddy. Your phone's about to ring here any second.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Well, the lineup is the lineup, and it really honestly doesn't matter who's in it. They just got to start getting the job done. And people can say, well, you got to change this, change that. No, there's nothing to change. Bowen and Samad Taylor not in the lineup again, but it's up to these guys that are here to start hitting. And hopefully tonight is the night.
Let's bring our Friar Friday guest on. Padres starting Griffin Canning joins us here on Friar Friday. Griffin, how are you, my friend? Welcome back home.
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Guys, in a little bit of a rut. I'm sure after a trip like that, it was 7 days, I believe it was. It probably feels a little bit longer when it's gone as rough as it's gone for you guys this last road trip.
Yeah, definitely. It's not fun to go on the road and lose 2 series, but it's a long season. We got a lot of games left, but definitely trying to turn things around with tonight.
Griffin, I want to ask you about what kinds of things you might have heard about the guy that we call the pitching whisperer here, and that is our pitching coach, Ruben Niebla, who seems to, have created, quite a name for himself here with the kinds of arms he's worked with and things he's been able to change. But I'm curious, as somebody played for, other teams, the Angels, the Mets, all the way across the country, but do you ever hear stuff about a guy before you get to meet him? And now that you are working with Ruben Niebla, what are your thoughts? I mean, has it been what you thought?
Yeah, I don't know if you necessarily hear direct things about other coaches or anything, but I think you kind of see the track record of the guys that have been here in the past and the things that they were able to come in here and do, and then obviously a lot of those guys have gone on and signed some good deals and continued throwing well. Yeah, I mean now being here and working with him, he's been awesome. I think you always want a guy that's going to be upfront and honest with you. And that's Ruben. I think he tells you how it is, and if you don't like it, then it's mostly stuff you need to work on, need to get better at. He's not gonna sugarcoat things. So he brings out the best in you, and you kind of know he has your back.
Griffin, you came into this year, having to deal with a pretty substantial injury. You were rolling there in 25. You end up tearing your Achilles. What was that process like? I watched a little bit of it with you and Jason Adam during spring training. I mean, talk about having an injury that doesn't actually involve your arm and what it's like trying to put that together with a fresh arm, but, a lower extremity injury that you're trying to work through at the same time.
I think the hardest part is probably just because it's not a super common injury in baseball in particular. I mean, just trying to find a place to rehab where you feel like they're going to put you in the best position to succeed when you're coming back. Scott Hacker has been awesome here, super helpful in getting me back. So, yeah, obviously it was a tough injury to deal with, but I feel like as an athlete, it's kind of part of it. Sometimes things are going to pop up, and I mean, if the alternative is not playing, then obviously the easy thing is just to rehab and get back as quickly as you can.
Griffin Canning is with us, Padres right-hander, and from Southern California. For those who don't know, grew up in Orange County. Went to Santa Margarita Catholic High School there, and on to UCLA. So it is a bit of a homecoming after you'd pitched for the Angels. You were drafted out of high school, and I'm just curious what that process was like for you. And was there any temptation to say, you know what, yeah, I would like to take my crack at the major leagues? Or how difficult was it to say, you know, I'm going to go back to college, I'm going to continue to work on my craft, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, you end up getting drafted in the second round out of UCLA, so it worked out great for you. But take us a little through that process. I imagine young people kind of confront this situation often.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going through high school and obviously you're starting to major league teams are reaching out to you and you're going over stuff with them before the draft, it's obviously very, very enticing because it's a lot of kids' dreams, and that's ultimately your goal is to end up in the major league. Yeah, I think it's kind of a personal thing that varies from guy to guy. I think it was a relatively easy decision for me to go to college. I just didn't feel like I was necessarily ready for it. I wanted that college experience. And then I think on the other hand, just kind of knowing Coach Savage and their staff at UCLA made it a lot easier decision. Just a lot of the track record of the pitchers that had been there. Just knowing that he had my best interest and was going to help me get better. And I think that's kind of what happened over those 3 years I was there.
Griffin Canning joins us here on Friar Friday, Padres starter. And Griffin, I've noticed in your 6 starts this season, as you've kind of gone through it, you've really had a good feel for the changeup from the very beginning. Is that something that you worked on during the offseason, or has that just kind of been the pitch that you have gotten the feel for fastest as you've trying to, you know, recover after not pitching for a year?
I've always had pretty good feel for the changeup. It's a little bit of a different grip that I started throwing last year. So I mean, just continuing to work on it over the off season. I think ultimately just knowing yourself is usually going to put you in the best position. So just knowing what kind of works for me. But at the same time, it's a long season. Sometimes other pitchers are going to be working better on certain days. So I think kind of just realizing that as quickly into a start as you can and kind of just rolling with those pitches that are on that day.
Griffin Canning will be starting tomorrow night for the Padres against his former team, the Mets. And Griffin, I don't know if you were aware, but we were kind of detailing your exploits before you came on, and because Tony's upstairs, and he saw you going over and talking to the manager and all your former friends on the Mets. Have you kind of thought at all what it might be like tomorrow night to pitch against these guys, number one? And number two, what's tonight going to be like for you as a guy who's pitching tomorrow? What kinds of things will you be focusing on as you watch the game play out tonight?
Yeah, no, I haven't really thought about it. I mean, ultimately my job is to go out there and get outs and get as deep into the game as I can. So I think that's kind of my main focus. Yeah, obviously it's good to see some of these guys that I spent the year with last year. But there's a lot of new guys in this lineup, a lot of new coaches on the staff. So it's kind of a new team. And as far as tonight goes, I think I'm watching how Mike is going to attack these hitters, try and pick his brain as much as I can. I think that's been a big thing for me this year is throwing after Michael, has just been able to talk to him and see kind of what he was seeing with the hitters and how he thinks some of my pitches might work against them. Yeah, Michael's been super, super helpful and awesome just to kind of talk to him and have him explain kind of what his thought process was going through in certain at-bats, and kind of learning and building off that.
Well, Griffin, we appreciate you coming on, spending some time with us, man. Good luck in your start tomorrow, and it was fun having you on.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Griffin.
Griffin Canning there for Friar Friday. And, I think he's been pretty good in his starts. He hasn't necessarily got the benefit of an offense that's pumping out runs.
It wouldn't kill him if he went out to the mound with a 2-0 lead one time. Yeah. So you understand it a little bit. It's not easy. Yeah, no, I never quite knew how as a pitcher, Tony, to root for my offense. You know what I mean? Like outwardly, obviously I couldn't say anything, but inwardly, yeah, I really wanted these guys to score runs and, give me a chance to, go out and protect the lead. But at the same time, it's something you absolutely positively cannot control, right? As the pitcher.
Yeah.
So you're kind of at the mercy of just how the game develops in that regard. And
you kind of, I think, at least from what I noticed, the Cubs finally scored, guys, just so you know.
And they're getting a standing ovation from the fans.
Hey, give the fans credit. Give the fans credit for still being there.
Yeah, that's true.
I think of most pitchers, honestly, they try not to even think about it because I can imagine it can be pretty frustrating. I remember being on a team with Kershaw, and we were scoring maybe like 1 run for him, maybe 2. And by like mid-season, you could almost see it in his face. Like he just wasn't even going to look at the scoreboard because he just knew it was going to bring bad emotions. This was a younger Kershaw too, but I can imagine that they probably try to not think about it at all because it is out of control. And when a team is going rough, I can imagine it being pretty frustrating.
I would also say that if your team scores 6 runs for you, on that rare occasion, you can't go out to the mound the next inning and go, well, I'm good now. I can give up 2 or 3, right? You can't approach it like that. You always, at least I did, and I'm sure it doesn't change for the big league guys, you're always going to put a 0 up no matter what the score is. So that part of it doesn't change. We should mention that Griffin Canning joined us on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better.
All right, let's get the break. On the other side. On the other side, where we going?
It's so good. It's so good.
I thought Chris was going to talk. Sorry, I just stumbled all over my words. We have some Craig Stammen. He was on the morning show. I thought they asked him some interesting questions. Also, I wanted to get Tony's thoughts on like the Manny Machado at bats yesterday.
I don't know if he saw him.
I was about to say, I saw the homer. That was about the only one.
Right.
I saw.
So as far as
That's
Tony's
a great
concerned,
point.
Manny had a great day yesterday.
I totally forgot for some
Parked
reason.
one 300 or 450 feet away.
All right, then I have.
That's
a
not
question.
true. I saw another at bat too.
All right,
we'll talk about it all.
Yeah, on the other
Ben
side.
and Woods on the Fan.
Wanted to take this opportunity to
in the last segment. Cubs are making a comeback. Now down only 15 to the Giants. Giants are batting in the top of the 7th at Wrigley Field. As mentioned, look, the Cubs have been far worse than what the Padres have been going through. A Cub team that was supposed to win the Central. Craig Counsell, greatest manager in baseball. Big market team. 6-18 is the Cubs' record of late, and it's about to be 6-19 as they are getting slaughtered today.
If we could put people in comas for months at a time. So right at the end of April, you put somebody in a coma, right? And then you wake them up right at the end of May, and you're like, what's the difference in the storylines? You'd be like, man, the Cubs, what happened? They were the world's greatest team ever.
Yes, they were.
They won 10 in a row. 10 in a row
twice.
Twice. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
They can't beat anybody right now, and they're really
the Giants.
letting it all hang out this afternoon.
Poor Fergie Jenkins. Poor Fergie Jenkins is having to sing the national. Oh, I guess they're having to sing the national anthem right now.
Or you mean Take Me Out to the Ball Game?
I'm sorry. Take Me Out to the ball game.
Fergie Jenkins is getting the assignment today. Hall of Fame, great pitcher. Hey, Fergie, we're down 15. See if you can't get the crowd riled up a little bit.
Rally the troops a little bit.
Rally the troops.
The Chicagoans are having a good time right now.
I tell you what,
the bleacher bums do not know the score of the game.
They don't care.
No,
they don't care.
They don't even.
As long
know
as they got a beer cup snake out there, they're good to go.
They got a few cold ones rolling in Chicago there. All right,
look, they're getting beat by 15. And I haven't seen a frown yet.
No kidding. That's the happiest crowd I've ever seen.
Was there a guy just dressed like Ferris Bueller, too?
You know what? Today is the anniversary that the movie came out. June 5th, whatever year it was. Whatever that movie.
How the heck do you know that, Chris?
Because it was a Twitter.
That is ridiculous.
Somebody noted it on Twitter.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, Scrape, you had a question for me, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm asking this in the I'm trying to gather information on baseball. Manny's at bats yesterday to start the game were not great. His first at bat.
Yeah, I just kind of got a rundown of them just because I prepared myself for what you were about to ask me.
Okay, so I'll just explain. Called strike in his first at bat. If you have the other at bats, it's all right. It was three fastballs again, too. All fastballs. He hit a home run in his ninth pitch.
But his second at bat, he took 2 of the 3 and took a second called strike 3. And then his third at bat, he took 2 more strikes. And then on the 9th pitch, out of nowhere, he hit a ball 450 feet.
It's amazing how
it was just crazy because the first 8 pitches, Tony, didn't look like he'd ever been up to the plate before.
It's amazing to me that Chris has this photo. I cannot remember details like that. For me, and it's important in baseball. Anyway, Tony.
It's very important.
What is going on in Manny's mind, you think, in that first at bat to just take 3 fastballs in the zone?
I mean, maybe he thought something else was coming. I mean, I don't know. I think, and this is really hard to explain to people because you've had to experience it. When you're in a rut, a 2-month rut, the way Manny is, even somebody who is on a Hall of Fame track can lose confidence in their abilities. And I think what you saw a little bit yesterday was some of that manifesting itself. He's obviously struggled with fastball all year long. I think he's hitting below 200 with fastballs in the zone, right? That's in the zone. That's not chasing. That's in the zone. Fastballs in the zone. And at the big league level, I don't care what age you go into, if you have to hit the fastball in order to have success. And it's something that Manny's always done. But he clearly is not himself. And maybe that's what some of that was. The interesting thing is, and this will show you how crazy baseball is. As you said, it was all fastballs all the time. And then one leaks out over the middle of the plate and it gets pulverized.
Yeah. It was really incredible. It was one of the most amazing home runs I think I've ever seen based on the first 8 pitches.
How the first 8 pitches look, right?
8 straight strikes right there that he, didn't even swing at, and then whammo. So, and I think, I honestly think who was pitching? Wheeler. I think by the 9th pitch, he was like, well, I'm just going to groove another fastball here and, whatever. And Manny was like, no, finally, I'm ready. It was
that's
crazy.
The difference between.
I just think when you're going bad, man, it's the darndest thing, man. If it was easy as just kind of flipping the switch, everybody would do it. But this is 2 months of this now, and I think he's in search of trying to fix whatever needs to be fixed.
There's no way Manny Machado is,
and part of that is mental. Part of that is mental.
See, I can buy like that. I'm cool with, people go through this stuff. Like that is okay to go through during a baseball season.
Well, what did you expect is happening?
Yeah, I'm about to say,
no.
Could be. Well, I'm going to just say that because a lot of people just think that the Padres don't care, and I will also, and we've gone over this before, but there was a comment made yesterday by Ricky Bottalico,
yes,
one of the Phillies broadcasters.
I thought about that, Tony, when I saw this.
Yeah, former major leaguer and pitcher. Okay, so Bottalico is doing the commentary yesterday, and it was clipped on Twitter, and he says, I think it was after the Fermin throw went into center field, and the Phillies were in that 7th inning scoring 3 runs, and Ricky Bottalico straight up said, I can guarantee you right now the Padres' mind is not here. He goes, I don't know where it is, but it's not on baseball. Now, I don't know how he apparently knows this.
He should tell us where their mind is if he's going to
I mean, to me, he doesn't even have a right to say that.
Yeah, he's not around the team.
Right. He has no idea.
Ricky Bottalico!
I told you guys my Ricky Bottalico story, right?
I think you should tell it again.
Well, let's hear it. Yeah. Especially after what he said yesterday. Let's hear it.
Ricky Bottalico was a Brewer at one point, and rest his soul, Rich Dower was one of our bench coaches at the time. And Ricky Bottalico had a rough outing.
Okay.
And this is to show you kind of the age that I played in. Rich Dower had a few adult pops and was on the bus. Ricky Bottalico walked on there, and he was loud talking. Ricky Bottalico, you're Baruto. He was like doing this over.
Oh, Rich Dower was saying this.
Rich Dower was doing this.
Oh,
and Ricky Bottalico had to be restrained by his teammates.
Uh-huh.
And I don't even think Rich knew he was coming for him. Rich was just in his own little world over there. So Ricky Bottalico, you're Baruto. And it was on a bus, so there was nowhere it just had to be players calming Ricky down.
That is hilarious.
Ricky has a tendency to just say the first thing on his mind. I think he's a Jersey cat. You know what I'm saying? He's from back east somewhere, and it's just he doesn't really have a filter. But nonetheless, this is what. But he's not the first person to ever say that, right? When teams are playing bad, they always look like they don't care.
There's really no other way to couch that. You're 100% right. I mean, but again, as we've talked about before,
when they're 5-5 in 10 games, you don't hear they don't look like they care.
Yeah,
but when they go 1-5, of course they look like they're not interested.
And
that's how it looks.
And as we've said before, Fernando struck out and threw his bat into the crowd and banged his helmet. Would we be happier with seeing that?
I think I would.
Yeah. See,
the first time you would. The first time you would.
The first time. That's what's great.
The first time you would. If he continued to do the same thing as he was making these outs, you'd be like, man, this is tired, man.
Like, man, when you grow up, Fernando.
Yeah.
Grow up.
So Ben and Woods asked Craig Stammen about the Manny Machado at bat, and I thought it was a perfect time to play this.
As a pitcher, what were you thinking in that moment before Manny hit the 2-run homer?
Yeah, I we're all thinking a lot of the same things. I think Manny, the first at bat was definitely not sitting on a foul. He was sitting on a breaking ball. I mean,
clearly, yeah.
Gonna assume he was gonna get one at some point. And Wheeler painted 3 on the outside corner, and then second at bat, he's like, "Well, I'm not. I got to double down on my approach. I can't, go with the wind on what my approach is." And he got him again. He swung at one, swung through it. But, Manny said, it was almost like Manny set him up. And, he's like, he can't hit it. He can't hit it. He can't hit it. Oh, he did hit it. And he did. And I don't know, for me, it felt like there was a lot of frustration in that swing, how far that ball went, and just its perfect trajectory. And, I'm kind of hoping, that's kind of what Manny needed just to, to get going a little bit, let out a little frustration, show everybody I can hit a fastball. I haven't lost it. I'm thinking through the game. I'm trying to find that right approach. And when I do get my pitch, I can still hit it. And I think he proved to us all, how talented he really is.
Yeah, he's pretty capable.
Can I say something? And Stan brings up a really, really good point. And it plays into what I think has been a part of the issue for the Padres this year as it pertains to game plan. He kind of mentioned, like, after the first 3 pitches he took, he clearly was sitting on a breaking ball. He didn't get it. And the tendency for all of us humans, if the game plan is sit on breaking ball and it doesn't go right the first at bat, we abort mission. And I think that's kind of been a part of the issue offensively when facing any pitcher, is it doesn't go right the first time, maybe the second time, and you abort mission on whatever the game plan was. I thought early in the season when the Padres were winning more often, even when they weren't scoring or hitting, they stuck with the game plan more. And it's easier to do that when you're winning games. When you start to lose games, you inevitably start to try to do something different. And that could mean moving away from the game plan that you guys went over before the game. Now, sticking to the game plan could also look like this did the first 2 at-bats yesterday, right? He gets no breaking balls through 6 pitches. He gets all heaters. And the plan for him, it sounded like, I'm going to sit breaking ball. Now, he could have aborted after the first one, and it might have worked out. It might not have. But if that's the plan, you stick to the plan, and you have to. And eventually, unfortunately, the game was a little bit further out at that point. But eventually, it worked because he got a fastball in the middle of the plate, and eventually he changed it up after the second one, obviously, and he caught up with the heater. But that's kind of how these things go from time to time.
A lot of guys guess. Some guys don't ever guess, Tony. Is that fair to say? They try to read the pitch
an
and go with it.
educated guess.
Right. But if you guess, and you don't get what you're guessing, you're probably going to stand there and watch it go by because you don't have time to change up.
One of the best guys I ever seen do these type, like in terms of game plan, was Manny Ramirez. He would take 2 strikeouts early in the game to set up what he was looking for late in the game when it really mattered. And he would cash those in so often. But I think part of the issue for really the whole team, I think sometimes, is the lack of staying on that game plan. And I'm not saying that Manny was doing a good job of it, because I don't really know what the game plan was, but I do know that in past games, maybe not these ones that I've missed these last 2 games, but I've certainly seen where we have aborted the mission on whatever the game plan was, and out of frustration a lot of times, and it not work in our best interest.
Well, whatever the game plan is tonight, my game plan is just whatever you got to do.
Score runs.
Yeah. Get some runs on get them a little early too. My goodness.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah,
we got some runs the other day early.
We are actually due for a good homestand though. We go one bad, one good, one bad, one good. So I think we're due for the good one this time.
Padres are only 16-16 at home, which I thought was a little surprising. So they're at the 500 mark at home, and
go back see what our record was at home last.
Yeah, but let's not lose sight of the fact that there is some importance here. Now they've fallen to the 8th best record in the National League, which is
it's a big deal.
It's weird considering they were solidly in playoff position for a while. They're not in there now, as it stands. So be good to.
Don't check your DMs, because I got one saying, "Why don't you listen to me? I told you this team was done."
Oh,
that's how I read those.
Sounds
chats.
like another tweet that'll age badly.
That's how I read those chats when they come in, and I know it's me, and I read it like that.
With all due respect, not dancing on what happened to Castellanos, but along with all of the tweets I got that said I am the dumbest person on the planet for saying that I didn't think it would work out. Well,
you're negative, Chris.
It's all me. It's all me.
You guys want to know what the Padres That's not right. That can't be.
This
right.
is something we'll figure out during the break.
Yeah, we will.
All right.
Have a Chris.
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
yeah,
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the
Reaper
measurement
and
unit.
The
Okay.
X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know.
I've allowed
Yeah.
milk and bread, but if I was
So
asked,
tell
I would
us
have
tell
said
us the
no.
actual rules of this. Like
The rule
want to see if you
is
can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
Spoonfuls.
Yeah, that's-
Until
yeah,
one
that's
of you
not
can't
happening.
do it anymore.
Yeah,
That's not happening.
until you can't do it anymore.
Fools.
I will take
And
one
the winner,
spoonful of
Scravy,
this.
has a jar
Yes,
of
here it
a
is.
couple of my jars.
I think they
products.
both are winners if they
Hold
pass
on one
this.
second.
I
The
hate to
winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now I am
This is the one that he has right now.
The 38,
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
now
maybe.
this right here. I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
All right, are we
All
doing
right,
this?
here we go.
All right, let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
He
of
does
the-
have a full spoonful
He does.
for those
This is-
listening.
This is
I'm literally sweating watching him
That's
do
a
this
full
right now.
spoon?
That's a full spoon.
all
For
right.
sure.
That is a full
down the
spoon.
hatch we go.
All
All right.
right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not.
My
He
turn?
did not trickle that down the throat. He
He
just.
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Scraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in?
Wow.
You better go, dude.
There goes Scraby. Scraby,
both did.
did you swallow that, Scraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
delicious.
We're gonna see
Tasty.
it. I'm gonna watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. Adam, are you?
No.
He's
Adam's
feeling good.
feeling nothing. All right, so take another spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
Oh, yeah,
he's on
you
one
can't put your
spoonful.
same
That's
spoon
not
in
what
there.
the
The competition's all about.
We always said
Spoonful
that.
too?
Yeah, go
Oh
for it.
yeah.
I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
I at least used a different spoon. No double dipping.
All right.
That's
I
it.
didn't know where I don't.
I
Think
always
it
thought
matters.
Adam Klug had a cold persona, but evidently it's just the opposite.
All right.
Big
He
boss
is
Michael
handling
Valenzuela
it.
in the
Wait,
YouTube
no,
chat,
dog.
by the way.
What you waiting on? You let half of it drip in your hand. Oh, okay.
Scraby, where are you? Let me see.
Okay.
I'm just looking at Adam, and Adam's not having any problem at all.
Look at you, Adam.
Adam is back
All right.
to.
I'll let you
But
boys-
this
I must tell you, Tony,
hold on.
that Adam has cashed the check.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
cashed
you
his
said I wouldn't be
check.
able to catch
I
you.
did.
No, you
I
cashed
sure
it,
did.
man.
You
You
proved me
cashed it
wrong,
for
my
sure.
friend. I
Scraby,
gotta tell you though, this is further proof that whatever we got him with that
the
tie,
tie thing,
was
yeah, because
super weak.
this is less than a 10,
he's
right?
he's over here having a difficult time.
You're turning a little red,
The time
Scraby.
was just as bad.
You're turning a
This
little
hit me
red.
By the way,
faster.
this is delicious.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
he's
Take
going
another
first.
one.
Yes.
Come on, Adam. Wow, you're gonna have to come back in 6 months with like an 88.
Oh.
38.
We'll have to go with the higher Scoville next time.
All right.
Right.
Oh, wow. Look at this guy. He's talking
Drop-
trash now.
Well, he
I
should
haven't had a
be.
sip of milk or
He
bread.
hasn't even reached for it.
No, he doesn't
came out
even
of the
need the
gates
bread.
talking trash.
All right.
All right. Now
Hey,
I'm
man.
going to take another one. Because-
What?
Well,
Why
you got
are
you got a
doing
whole
this
other
to
spoon.
yourself.
No, because I don't want.
You
Adam
want
to-
Adam to say
He,
he
by
has
the way,
one sauce,
yeah, he
baby.
get the whole
Full spoon,
get the same
baby.
thing that like he's dropping it all in
Just
there.
keep the studio clean.
It's all anybody's
Big
worried
boss
about.
Michael watching over here. Come on.
Ooh, boy, Scrabe, get back in front of the camera. Your face is red, Scrabe, isn't it, Tony? Are you
I'm
seeing
sweating.
the same thing?
You are sweating. Your face is definitely.
Why do you keep doing this?
You're not feeling anything?
Adam hasn't even
Anything?
moved over
I
there.
feel a 1 or maybe a 2 out of 10 here.
Wow.
Adam
That's ridiculous
Klug.
because I'm.
Wow.
Adam Klug is a tough
Amy's
son
now
of a
bent
gun.
over the trash can.
No,
over
I had
there.
to spit.
I was going to say it looks like Adam Klug may be producing the rest of the show because he's fine. Scraby may need
Scraby's
to
going to
go
bed.
get
Bed. Yeah, you know,
assistance.
Here's want
Frank-
the milk, dude. It might
Frank
work
predicted
better.
that.
No.
Oh, did he?
Frank
Scraby's having
predicted that.
bread.
Oh yeah, that Adam would just cruise through this with
Frank
no problem.
predicted this.
He did.
Frank on the last show.
I
said
know you
Adam
had
would
it
have
like
no
that.
problem.
He did.
I got a newfound respect from Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yes,
here.
you do.
So-
all right.
So Scraby has the prizes for you, Adam. You have one, a jar of the ghost.
You can
pepper
have as much of this
salsa
as you want at all
and
times.
the,
Yeah.
Mr. Lane's roasty 38 chili powder.
You should let me have that chili powder though. I think I do. I think I would do more damage.
Started
with
off
this.
giving me the mild. My
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
yeah,
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the
Reaper
measurement
and
unit.
the X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know.
I've allowed
Yeah.
milk and bread, but if I was
So
asked,
tell
I'd
us
have
tell
said
us the
no.
actual rules of this. Like
The rule
want to see if you
is
can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
That's
one of
not
you can't
happening.
do it anymore.
Yeah,
That's not happening.
until you can't do it anymore.
Fools.
I will take
And
one.
the winner,
spoonful of
Scravy,
this.
has a jar of
it is.
a couple of my jars.
I think they
Products.
both are winners if they pass
Hold on,
this.
for
I
the
hate to
winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no.
3 o'clock on the dial. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Scraby. Just saw one of my favorite people, Michelle Margot, walked in. Said hello. Working for the Mets now. NBA Finals off and running. The Knickerbockers have taken a 1-0 lead against the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio blew that game, though, I must say. They had that.
You
bad
felt
boy.
like that, huh?
I did. I thought they had that bad boy in the books. And then the little guy, Mr. Brunson, got, in fuego hot. Like he was cooking out there. And what I thought might be a tough series for the Knicks may very well end up being a good series for all of us to watch.
The interesting thing is I think everybody other than those in the Knick locker room feel like that the Spurs blew game one and that the Spurs are the better team and that they should have won and they could have won. And it was just kind of because everybody stopped playing well that they lost. And I think that's a little dangerous way to think if you're the Spurs, because the Knicks have been getting overlooked like this now for about 2 months.
I didn't see the post-game comments. Did the Spurs, were they feeding into that too?
A little bit. I mean, I saw Castle, who's a bit of the heartbeat of that team, say, hey, we just got to, we let that one get away. We got to play better, and it's on us. And it's kind of similar to what the Cavaliers were saying. Remember their stupid coach? Well, we're actually up 2-1.
No, that ain't the same thing. The same thing at all.
You're not.
Yeah, we won on the expected
Right,
score.
you're not. And look, the Knicks have won 12 in a row here, and they've won those 12 games by an average of 23 points a game. Somebody better recognize that you're going to have to really bear down and, dot your I's and cross your T's to finish this team off and beat them. And I think that's what the Spurs better get to tonight. Because I think if the Spurs think, well, they can just roll the ball out there and play better and they're at home and it's game 2 and, they'll tie it up, they might go back to New York down 2-0 because the Knicks are, you talk about confidence, Tony. How much more confidence could they have? So
They got a lot. I don't know that the Spurs, I can't see them. That organization, though, they don't operate like that normally. And so I'd be very surprised if they are overlooking the Knicks. I thought they handled that game. I thought Wemby he kind of failed his team down the stretch.
He did.
Too much on the perimeter. Like, you too big, man. At some point, when it's starting to go haywire like that, you got to be able to go down in the paint.
Yeah.
At 7'5" or 6, whatever he is.
Yeah.
And get a bucket, not shoot a 3 or a step back. Like I know nobody can guard that, but you ain't making that as a high as a percentage as you are closer to the basket.
Yeah, I've said it all along in the playoffs. I think Wemby's 3-point numbers after the game tonight should be 0 for 0. Because I know he can make them, but he's doing everybody a favor by
really
standing out there.
Yeah,
so we'll see what they. It's always about adjustments and things like that. Now, the one thing you brought up, Brunson getting hot at the end, and I continue to be amazed by this guy, Tony. I've seen it now for 2 straight years, maybe 2.5, where he gets into the fourth quarter and they put the ball in his hands. And he's absolutely unstoppable. And he's unstoppable in the sense that he's half as tall as the guy guarding him, but he's still I don't know. He spins or he
I gotta
slithers or he pivots
Yeah.
or he ducks under or he steps back or whatever he does.
He hesitates.
And then the ball goes right in. When are we going to recognize that he's just this good?
My groin hurts watching Castle and who all these other dudes stop, go, stop again, go. Because that's what he is not only is he quick and fast and all, he is a master at like slowing you down, speeding you up, slowing you down.
Yeah.
Like hitting the brakes like that at 44, almost 44, my knees hurt also watching these dudes like stop, go, trying to stay in front of Brunson. I don't know how these dudes don't have like a pulled groin, a torn groin. He seems very difficult to deal with.
He's amazing. He missed 19 shots the other night, but he didn't miss any when the game was on the line.
Not in the fourth. He didn't seem like he missed any.
No, when the game was on the line, they were all going in. And I think that he's got that big chip on his shoulder, Tony. All the people who say that a little guy can't carry you to the title, he's reminding himself of that every single night. And I think he's taking that chip on his shoulder out to the court with him, and I think that's the way he's playing. So I think the Spurs. I think the general opinion is the Spurs will tie it up tonight, and just kind of the course of things. But they're going to have to work hard if they're going to do it, because the Knicks are playing with so much confidence right now.
They are.
They're not going to be beaten easily. I was impressed, I must say, with the Knicks in game one.
I was too.
So,
and I don't want to be impressed with the Knicks.
Yeah, I know you.
I want to be able to hate on them.
Although I am hopeful in one regard. The Knicks' last championship was 1973. So was the Dolphins. So maybe anything's possible.
Tony, did you hear what Sammy Lev said on live TV the other day?
Sammy Lev's got his neck out there.
He talked to me about it. I know he's a big Knicks guy, so I'm sure he put it out there. He thought the Knicks can win. What did he say and what?
He said 4. Knicks and 4 on TV.
Okay.
On TV, and he put his 4 fingers right in the camera.
I'm telling you right now, he better hope that happens, because nobody gonna ever listen to him again if it's anything but 4.
The first thing he said to me when I saw him yesterday was, "Hey,
Casey just went deep again."
I was just about to
position player.
Sorry, we're talking about the Cubs Giants 18-3 now. Jonah Cox just hit his first home run. Does that count if you hit it off of Carson Kelly?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Because when you tell your grandkids they ain't gonna know who Carson Kelly was at the time, you'd be like, "Hey, yeah, I got it off Carson Kelly."
Got a major league home run right now. Sammy Levitt. First thing he told me yesterday when I saw him here was, "Hey, we win game 2. That Knicks and 4 is in play." I'm like, okay, Sam, he's got it down.
Better hope so.
We'll see.
Better hope so, Sammy Lev.
By the way, the whole hullabaloo with the kid running on the court, and we have got to do something to stop this. And what we are doing in the media in response to this kid,
terrible,
is only going to make more people want to do it. And
for sure.
I watched TMZ.
Was the picture I saw real? Were the two players really like in the background, like
smiling,
looking at the camera?
He did not get that. He did not.
Okay, I saw
TMZ showed the actual photos, and all he got was like the S and the A on Wemby's chest of his jersey. So
he didn't execute it right.
No, the kid did not get a picture with anybody. But TMZ did a whole story on this yesterday, and they showed at least 10 color photos of this kid out on the floor celebrating, and ABC showed it over and over again in practically in slow motion. They showed it. This is just going to make other kids say, well, what the hell? I'll go spend the night in jail if I can get on TMZ tomorrow. I mean, you're going to have to do something. Unfortunately, you're going to have to hang one of these people up, in the town square, so this stops happening.
I don't know about hanging them, but we should snuff them out, though. We should snuff. Someone should be able to snuff one of these kids. If you catch them running out there, just
trip them,
side swipe them.
It reminds me of the kid who ran on the field for the Padres game last year and then put up a video the next day, like super pumped about it, and said his karate center's name, and then the video got deleted very, very quickly. But if they're learning that you get more attention by doing something like this.
What's to stop it?
They're going to do it. By the way, Annie Halbrin tweeted, guys, that David Morgan is in the clubhouse. He's been told to be ready to pitch. Not much else. Not sure corresponding move yet or when it will be made. So David Morgan might be back on the team tonight.
Can he hit?
I don't know.
Yeah. I hope so. Well, the other thing about what you said, Tony, though, if you tackle a fan, now the fan can sue you and, probably win.
That's the other thing.
I mean, that's how crazy we've gotten, unfortunately, how I think backwards a lot of it has gotten.
Yeah, we need a law that says if a fan is running on a court and
he's
free game,
he's free game.
I am in the clear.
Free game to catch these two pieces that are coming at you.
Yeah, I direct everybody, if you have a moment out there and you want to see what I mean, the linebacker's name for the old Baltimore Colts was Mike Curtis. He was a borderline dirty player to begin with, middle linebacker for some really good Colts teams in the early 70s, and a fan did run out on the field during a game, and there is great video of Mike Curtis destroying this fan.
Yeah.
So
I bet that fan never wanted to go onto a field ever again.
Yeah.
It's like Bobby Wagner a few years ago when he tackled that guy. And then that guy tried to get legal action against him.
The fan would have legal, recourse.
Oh, well, the judge threw that out real quick.
Well, that's the thing. We got to have some judges that, can understand just normal way of life.
Yeah.
You run on the field and a football player, you run onto a football field that you're not supposed to be on and a football player tackles you. Yes, you should not be able to sue.
Done.
Get out of my
law
courtroom.
now. It's in law now. We don't need to do anything. I think that's how laws work these days, right? You just say it and boom, it's a law. I need to watch.
I think you're right.
No, I was actually thinking about this the other day. When was the last time you guys watched I'm Just a Bill on Capitol? You know what I'm talking about, Chris?
Yeah, Conjunction Junction.
Is that it?
Schoolhouse Rock.
Schoolhouse Rock. That's it.
It's called Schoolhouse Rock.
Did you guys grow up watching that video about the I'm Just a Bill on Capitol Hill?
Saw it a million times.
A million?
We all did.
It was on every Saturday and Sunday. You had that too in your era growing up?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize.
Do you guys remember how a bill goes forward on Capitol Hill?
I really don't remember the whole story.
Vaguely.
That's what I was just trying to ask. Anyway.
All right, let's get to break. I have to go downstairs and listen to Mr. Stammen.
Go talk to these kids, Tony, and shake them out of their
lethargy. Back in my day.
I will leave you two gentlemen for a little bit. I'll be back though for a Big Five, and we got a count. No,
we got a countdown. Yeah, we got it.
Oh yeah, countdown.
So,
yeah,
we'll see a couple more.
All coming your way a little later. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured.
Hi, welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. Tony will be rejoining, as mentioned. Got the countdown coming up at the bottom of the hour. Top 5 jobs we'd want to do if we couldn't work in sports or couldn't work in the media.
Yeah.
Got some doozies for you.
I wanted to be everything as a kid. I couldn't put astronaut on my list because it's not really an attainable thing.
Well, none of the things
no,
that I'm thinking about are attainable. I don't believe I'll be drumming in a rock band anytime soon.
You don't know that.
Okay, you're right. It could change. But anyway, we'll have some of those coming up for you. And that's at 3:30. Chris versus the Fans, 4 o'clock. Big Five. A little earlier on the program, we had Griffin Canning, Padres starting pitcher tomorrow. He was our Friar Friday guest, so we'll play that for you a little bit later on. By the way, coming into the game tonight, Manny Machado, not the only struggling star third baseman in baseball. Matt Chapman came into today's game at Wrigley Field for the Giants with 2 home runs and 23 RBIs for the season. For the season, today, Matt Chapman had 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. Just today.
Yeah.
It can change. And Chapman did it a grand slam. The Giants crushed the Cubs 18-3, adding to the woes of Chicago. Casey Schmidt, the Aztec for life, has become quite the threat for San Francisco. 2 home runs today. He's got 15 on the year.
I seem to remember a certain Matt Chapman yelling at a certain Casey Schmidt.
Yes.
How the tables have turned. Casey Schmidt has been the guy for them,
carrying the Giants all year. At least for what it's worth. The Giants aren't having a great season, but they did roll to a big victory today over the Cubs, who are, believe it or not, the Cubs are in a way worse spiral right now than the Padres are even approaching.
Yes.
And that's why when people say, and I don't mean that, but when people say, hey, this is it, we've reached rock bottom.
Yep.
It's not for sure. You're going to have to go out and change things, right? You can't just hope that you're at rock bottom because it can get worse. Ask the Cubs.
Yes, it can.
All right. Padres and Mets later. Right now, daily gambit time. See what's happening there.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. Chris and I are broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios where we know how. The bets we made on, what day was this? Yesterday. Dodgers minus 1.5 against the Diamondbacks. You went D-backs, I went Dodgers. Now we're going to talk about this game more in depth in the Big Five because there is a massive collision between Ildemaro Vargas and Max Muncy.
It actually looked like Ildemaro Vargas was a matchstick, and Max Muncy was basically stepping on him almost.
Max Muncy's not a small dude.
No, he's
not a small dude. So we'll talk about that. But the D-backs actually. And I hate the Dodgers as much as the next guy, but when I saw that Tanner Scott gave up that game-losing home run, I worried.
Yeah, let's hope that he stayed off Twitter. Anyway, Marte hit it about 500 feet off him to win the game.
And you win the bet.
And that moves the Diamondbacks ahead of the Padres for the moment in the NL West standings.
Yeah. Who had more innings pitched, Justin Robleski or Ryan Nelson? You went Ryan Nelson. I went Robleski. Somehow Ryan Nelson lasted 7 innings and Robleski only went 6. So you win that one.
Okay.
Chris Sale over under 7.5 strikeouts last night. We both went over. He only had 6, so we lose. Carolina Hurricanes minus 1.5 against the Golden Knights. You went Vegas. I went Carolina. Carolina did win this game, but not by enough. So Chris wins the bet.
I'll tell you one thing just real quick. That was an unbelievably exciting Stanley Cup final game. Just to take you through it real quick, Scraby. It was 2-0 Carolina with 9 minutes, or 2-0 Vegas with 9 minutes to go. Carolina was facing a 2-0 series deficit.
That's how I left. Real quick. That's how I left the game, driving home, and then I saw what happened later.
Yeah, no, Carolina scored 3 quick goals. They took a 3-2 lead. Vegas then tied it in the last minute to send it back to overtime, and then Carolina prevailed. Very exciting series so far, tied at 1.
Over under 5.5 total goals in the game. You went under, I went over. This is pretty much the only bet I've won so far. And they had 7 total goals.
Right.
Zverev against Menzik in the French Open. Zverev minus 5.5. Game favorite. Did I get that right? Game favorite?
Yeah.
You picked Zverev. I picked Menzik. Zverev won by 6 games.
Yes, he won in 4 sets, 22 games to 16. Zverev's into the finals against a 10th-ranked player named Caboli out of Italy. Caboli advanced to the finals today when his opponent withdrew with a stomach virus. Now,
put on a diaper and get out there.
Well, that's pretty much what Andre Agassi said on the telecast today. Andre Agassi was like beside himself that you could reach the French Open semifinals and the player, his name's Arnaldi, young player, just said, I got really sick last night. I got up today, and it's not better.
All right, well.
And, I don't know. I mean, again, we've gone through this before. Do you tough it out? Or, are you right for saying, I can't play?
I act like a tough guy, but, I'm thinking about a time that I've had the flu really bad, and it knocks me out.
But what if Michael Jordan said he wasn't playing Game 5 of that championship?
But don't people think that was more food poisoning than flu?
He was still throwing up and sick and dehydrated and everything else.
Steve Young, I remember as a kid, had a game where he had the flu and he was throwing up.
Michael Jordan
series.
scored 38 points in that game and added to his legend. Look, if I'm Arnaldi, I'm going out there. Now, if I lose 6-love in the first set and I just can't move, okay, now I can withdraw and say, hey, I just was too sick.
Yeah, don't wear the white shorts either.
I've got to at least show up and try, but that's me. It's a different era.
I get it. I do. Texas and Texas Tech. We both went Texas Tech. We were wrong. Indiana minus 1.5 against Atlanta. You went Atlanta. I went Indiana. The Fever won 83-71. And then Caitlin Clark over under 19.5 points. You went over. I went under. She had 17.
She also threw up during the game and came back and stayed and finished. So again,
what is happening with this?
I don't understand everybody. Yeah, people got to watch what they eat. But anyway, it's hard to be critical of the kid, misses the French Open semifinal because we're not there. We're not him. But
how old is this person?
He's a young guy. He's like new to he's 20 years old, something like that.
The newer generation I've heard is soft, Chris.
Okay.
I didn't say that.
I'm glad you said it because I know everybody thinks I think that.
Well, you are the old man of the show.
I am the old man, but I didn't say that. Padres 1.5 over the Mets tonight. Padres are favored despite their struggling ways. I got to go with the Padres because I can't stand losing anymore. Scrape?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Padres. This is a big weekend. You cannot be getting beat
2
up
out
by
of
the
3
Mets.
seems almost a necessity here.
Necessity.
The way things are going. 7 runs tonight, over under for both teams combined, of course. The Mets are the only team statistically that is as bad as the Padres on offense. So.
I was going to say, but I guess I'll go under.
Yeah, I've been saying it for 3 weeks now, but until further notice, you have to bet under. Roki Sasaki for the Dodgers tonight against the Angels. 5 1/3 innings pitched would be over. If he only pitches 5, he'd be under. Sasaki, we mentioned this yesterday, much to Scraby's dismay, is starting to pitch a lot better, I hate to say, and
it's more fun when he comes out of the game and he's on the verge of
Remember
tears.
how we wanted this guy more than any other player in the history of baseball?
I think I wanted him more because I didn't want the Dodgers to get him.
He has gone in 2 years with the Dodgers, regular season only, but in those 2 years, he's 7-7 with a 4.53 ERA. That's what he's given the Dodgers. That's what we were begging for. So you never know how it's going to work out.
And that's not with the pitching whisperer. So,
and the other thing is he did pitch pretty darn good in that playoffs last year.
He did.
When it really mattered. He was out there throwing BBs, 10 2/3 innings in the playoffs, allowed only 1 run. So
the Angels aren't very good.
So is he going over?
He's going over.
Going over. I think Sasaki will get an out in the 6th inning tonight. Agreed. Ryan Weathers is still up pitching.
Yes, he is.
What team? Don't answer. Just get everybody to think about first. What team does Ryan Weathers now pitch for? All right, now you can answer.
Yankees. He was the guy who threw the pitch that broke the ABS machine against the A's last weekend.
So that's why you know.
And I just knew because he had some good games to start the year, and I was thinking about fantasy, but
Ryan Weathers was supposed to be the next big thing.
He was.
I'm just saying, this is his current career record, 14-26 with a 4.67 ERA in his career. Not exactly become the next great thing. So you just don't ever totally know.
No, you don't.
6.5 strikeouts tonight for him against the Bo Sox. Yes, it's a Yankee-Red Sox series. And by the way, Aaron Judge, what is it, fractured rib?
Yeah,
not great news for the Yankees. Anyway, I'll take under for Ryan Weathers tonight. I just criticized his pitching, so I'll pitch under.
He's pitched all right this year. I'm going to go over.
You're going to go over. Back to the Padre game. This is a mean one, but that's what I'm here for. Tatis plus Manny over under 1.5 hits. The two of them only need 2 hits combined to win this bet for you.
This is not a crazy thing to say that they get this because Fernando has been getting multi-hit games more and more recently. Manny hits a home run or he strikes out, basically.
Basically, that's been it for Manny.
You're going
to go over? You're going to take a shot?
Go over.
We got to root over. Come on. They were not over yesterday. Tatis was 0 for 4.
Yes, he was.
San Antonio 6.5 over the Knicks tonight. Game 2. I already discussed this with Tony. I'm a believer in the confidence of the Knicks right now to at least make a game of this and really make San Antonio work to even the series. I am going to take the points.
So you're
How
going
about
to
you?
take
6.5.
You're going to take the Knicks.
Spurs. What do you think here? Are you going to give 6.5? Or
I'm going Knicks all the way.
You're going Knicks as well.
Yeah.
217.5 points. The total of the game the other night was 210. So
I'm not
they
so
were
confident
quite a
about the
bit below
scoring,
it.
so I'll say under on that.
I'm going to go over tonight. I think the Spurs will shoot better tonight. They shot, 26% from 3 in game 1. Brunson, 26.5 points. Book it. I am convinced this guy is absolutely unstoppable no matter how small he is.
Yes.
Or I should say small he looks out there.
Yes.
In an NBA game.
Yes.
You going over?
Yeah, I'll go over.
Okay, and one more. The French Open women's final tomorrow. Mira Andreeva, the 8th seed, is 5.5 games over Maja Chwalinska. Chwalinska is not only unranked, she wasn't even in the tournament. She had to qualify. She had to play like in a satellite thing outside of the French Open just to get in the French Open. And now she's in the final. She's only the 2nd player in history ever to do that. The first was Emma Raducanu, who won the U.S. Open in that manner many years ago. So I'm going to take Chwalinska to keep it going. Plus, I get 5.5 games.
I'll take Chewbacca.
You're going to take Chewbacca. You're not very nice. Name's Chwalinska.
No, I'm not making fun of her name.
Sounds like you are.
I'm not because, yes, it does sound like I am. I just that's the first thing that came to mind when I heard her name was Chewbacca.
Chwalinska tomorrow morning against Andreeva in the final. More Gwynn and Chris is coming up, and it is time for our countdown.
Ben and Woods on the.
I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched her name in the account system, and
what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
You would be better.
You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
How did you get caught?
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged. And so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days
What
later.
did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. What did that conversation? How did it go?
Well, like, why were you looking up Paris Hilton? Is that who it was?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my goodness.
I can neither confirm. That's really funny, Chris, that you just yelled out that name out of all names.
No.
But I walked in, I got called into the office, and I sat down,
gosh.
and all my boss, I loved her. She was great. Her name was Sharon. Amazing boss. She just slid the piece of paper in front of me.
You knew
said,
what time
"Did you
it was."
visit this account?" And I looked. Yeah. She was like, "We're gonna have to write you up for this, and if you do it again, we're gonna have to fire you." And I said, "I'll never do it again." And I got out of there as soon as possible. I took everything, but it was not good. Not good.
Just curiosity, huh? He's like, I wonder how much they have in their account.
Yeah. I mean, before I got caught, I did look up athletes. And,
oh my God! I'm so glad you're sitting in this seat now.
Yes, I'm so happy you're not doing any job that can be dangerous to people's futures.
this was in the first year that I was there. I learned my lesson thoroughly.
Chris, as I said, as soon as they walked in, there was like,
yeah,
that's our guy right there.
That's our window.
We're gonna take him down.
Yep.
Just lucky I didn't get caught for like. I can't even say. I'll tell you guys off break whose account I saw and how much money they had sitting in their checking account.
And this was how long ago, too, by the way?
2009, 10. Way before I became a good person.
Didn't Bank America end up getting in trouble? Or was that it was one of those banks got in trouble?
All of them get in trouble for selling information. But
I heard folks like you.
I wasn't selling any information. I was just wanting to see what was going on.
Curious.
I didn't check their account activity, which I could have. Been like, oh, they bought this here. I'm going to go up there. You know, I'm not that creepy.
Well, that's stock.
Oh, yeah, you're not that bad.
I'm not that creepy.
This is amazing, by the way. We're supposed to be doing.
How are we supposed to do baseball picks under these
I don't think we can
circumstances?
anymore. I think we gotta push it. You guys never did it? Well, I mean,
no, Scrappy, we didn't. We didn't
Really? Okay. Like you work at a bank, you're looking at people's account information?
That's
unbelievable.
It only happened for a little bit, and then I got in trouble.
for a little bit.
I can't stop laughing at this because it is quite hilarious, Scrappy.
But you were saying that I may have gotten robbed or whatever. I actually did get robbed when I worked in San Francisco, and they're called quick change artists.
How long did you work in the banking industry?
8 years. I was a teller supervisor when I finished. I was also the merchant teller, which took in around $150,000 in cash a day. Guess what? Always balanced at the end of the day.
Yeah, I bet.
But there was a guy who walked in. He had about $5,000 in hundreds, and he handed it to me. He said, "Can I get 50s for these?" And I said, you know, it's pretty annoying that he wants
$5,000 in hundreds.
In hundreds, and he wanted $5,000 in 50s. He just wanted 50s instead of hundreds. So I had to go get it from the vault. I come back. I'm starting to count it out, and then he's like starting to ask me questions as I'm counting it out.
He's trying to
what
did I tell you, Chris? This is what I'm talking about.
That window right there.
Hey, this guy was so good that no one saw it coming. But so when I started getting mad at him because I counted out the 50s, he goes, "What are you doing?" I asked for 20s. And I'm like, what? You did not ask for 20s. You asked for 50s, bro. Yeah. I had to go to the vault to get those 50s. And as I was getting all mad and talking to my boss, he took the cash off the counter and put it into this folder that he had on the thing that
the original 5,000 in hundreds.
Yeah, well, he kept going like that, and then I was so mad, I just grabbed it and I threw it in my drawer. And then he was like, "You know what? I'm out of here." And he walked out. And then at the end of the day, $3,000.
He got an extra 3 on you.
$3,000. Yeah, he got $3,000.
The thing about criminals like that, they can sniff out a mark really easy.
I'm not a mark.
You are 1,000%.
I was actually the bank's
dog. They got you for 3 extra.
And that's the only time in my 8 years that I ever had anything happen like that.
I'm sure there's people who've been there 8 years that never had 0 taken.
Scrape, I got a 20 here. Can I get 5 5s, please?
hate you guys.
Let's get to
That was one of the worst moments of my life, but you know what? It taught me a lot. Never trust anyone ever again.
You know what? You definitely have learned because you don't trust very many people.
I don't trust anyone anymore.
You are.
I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
looking up their account number.
Just I searched their name in the account system, and
Scrappy, what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
You would be better.
You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
All right, if you love Mediterranean food, like I do, like Scraby does, like all of us do, I think the main reason we like it is because of Spiro's. Authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. Also right there at Petco Park if you're going to the game tonight. Dining and takeout options. The rest of you visit spiroscuisine.com. Crisello, Tony Gwynn Jr. at Petco. Padres Mets tonight. Haven't talked a lot about the Mets. We'll get into them in a little bit. Right now, though, time for the Friday countdown. What is it we would like to be doing if we weren't doing this?
It's now time for Gwynn and Chris to rank their top 5 of the day.
Gonna grip and rip as usual.
But this isn't just a regular top 5 list.
I love it. It sounds sadistic, but I love it.
This is the countdown. And it starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
Friday, we do a countdown, top 5. We'll give you the subject here. And I got to tell you guys, people talk about, well, do you have to work tomorrow? And I say, no, I really don't have to work tomorrow. I have to show up and do a radio show, but I never consider it work. And I think we're very, very lucky in that regard.
What a yeoman you are.
Well, we're lucky. I don't lose sight of the fact that we're fortunate to get to do what we do. A lot of people would like to do it.
Yep.
And, I think broadcasting and playing baseball and being in the media, et cetera, is a lot of, good times. So I've never really thought much about what else I would do if I couldn't work in sports and I couldn't work in media. If you took those two things away, what are the top 5 jobs that we would want to do anywhere out there? So that is today's countdown
Number 5
topic. Are you ready to tackle it, or do you want me to start?
You start.
All right, this is a weird one, and nobody understands why I've always wanted to do this. But I've always wanted to be a waiter at a restaurant.
You would be.
I've said it many times.
This is a terrible thing for you.
I know. Everybody thinks it's terrible. I wanted to be
a waiter.
I want it to be a pretty decent restaurant, so that I have to, be kind of mind my P's and Q's.
Hey, like
and
one where you
hopefully
have a towel on your arm as you walk around.
I don't know if I need the towel on my arm, but I want to have a decent.
The little scraper for crumbs. So
I like that. I like the little crumb scraper. Tell me you don't like this crumb scraper. When the guy comes over,
that's why I brought it up.
Right. When the guy comes over, you're like, can I use that? I want to try it.
That's great.
I've always wanted to be a waiter. I've never done it. People tell me it's one of the most thankless jobs there is out there, but I would want to see it for myself. So I think it'd be a lot of fun to go around and take people's dinners orders and do all that.
If we did top 5 jobs that I'm not made for,
that would be on that
list.
Yeah,
100%.
I could see you
want me to take off the pickles. Really? Why can't you just take off the pickles?
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine as a waiter dealing with someone like my wife.
Well, Tony, I have experience with my wife. She changes everything on the menu. So
for sure. I would not be suited for that.
That's why I only put it number 5, but I've always thought about it. All right, Tony, go ahead.
How about defense attorney?
Ooh, defense attorney. Wow, defense Johnny attorney. Cochran?
Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily know if I want OJ's case, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think it would be, I think there are a lot of people who need good representation.
Got to get the wig.
Good representation, right? That, may not be able to afford good representation.
I like you. So you're like more of a public defender, maybe?
Yeah. Pro bono public defender.
I
love that.
I have a real.
I think that
very
would
important.
be. I think that would be fulfilling. Ultimately, it would be a very, very difficult job. You probably see some things that you definitely wouldn't want to see. but I think it would be fulfilling.
The one thing that I would struggle with, and I think you probably would too, Tony, if you were a defense attorney making, that kind of money representing somebody that you knew did something.
Guilty, 100%.
Yeah. Your job is to actually go out there no matter what and prove their innocence, even if you know it, or not prove their innocence, but protect their innocence.
But I feel like less people want to do that particular job versus the other side.
Definitely. There's a podcast I listen to about public defenders, and they talk about their job, and it sounds very, very difficult. But like Tony said, fulfilling when you can help someone who actually needs that help.
I agreed with that.
My number 5, I have always wanted to be an 18-wheel truck driver. Put me in one of those things. I love driving. It's one of my favorite things to do. Like when I need to calm down, I drive. I put on a podcast. I would just drive this country with Lucky on my side, and I'm doing like Sylvester Stallone with the weightlifting. What was that movie called? He's an arm wrestling. Gosh,
Pumping Iron? Oh no, that was Schwarzenegger.
Something to the top or
Hey, Dave, what was the movie that Sylvester Stallone is? He was a truck driver, arm wrestler.
I'm gonna have to look.
Same look. He got the same look I got on my face.
Okay, well,
you'll figure it out.
We need to move along.
We're gonna let you be a truck driver. Yes. I had a friend of mine was a truck driver.
Number 4.
And
difficult life.
Interesting, but I did like going with him on rides in his truck. You get some interesting looks from
over
people.
the top. Is what it's called.
Yeah. So yeah, okay.
Right.
I love that
Over
movie.
the top.
Can't remember the title, but I love the movie.
All right, number 4, quick and simple. This is a nod to your mom, but I think being a teacher, just a flat out
My
everyday
mom or Tony's mom?
Your mom is a teacher, is she not?
Yeah.
I think it's a great vocation. I respect everybody out there who does it. I know that at this time it's becoming harder and harder and harder. You see all these horror stories in classrooms, but if you could change the life of a couple of kids for the better, I think that would be a great feeling. So
yeah, that's a good one.
I'll
That's
put
a very
that in
good
there.
one.
Tony.
I've always enjoyed animals. At least the ones I'm not terrified of.
Don't tell me you want to ride Shamu at SeaWorld, Tony.
No, absolutely. I don't do water. So we're out on anything water-based.
For you. Yeah.
I would like to, if I could get over my fear, I would love to be able to handle like exotic cats.
Oh, wow.
Tigers, leopards.
What was that guy's name on Netflix? Joe, the tiger guy? Yeah, Joe.
Tiger King.
Tiger guy.
Tiger King. I think that seems cool. Like I think to myself, man, what lunatics are these people? But when I see one of these tigers, like literally treating the trainer like a dog would its owner,
that's cool.
I think that's pretty cool. Except that the cat is like the same size as two human beings. It's like on top of each other.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool.
I got to know some of the trainers. I got to know some of the trainers,
or whatever you want to call that.
I got to know some of the trainers at SeaWorld because Lori worked there, and the key word in that job is patience. It takes forever to get like one little behavior, and you have to really stick with it.
Yeah, I'm not going to yell at a tiger, so
okay.
I'm going to be like, "You stupid tiger! Do what I told you!" That's what would happen. My number 4, kind of along the lines of Tony, but not as giving back to the community, but detective. I think I would be a good detective.
Columbo.
I love to put things together. I love to reverse engineer things, and I love to get bad people. I love it.
That'd be a fun job.
I love it. So, I mean,
although
fun,
it looks more fun
also very difficult.
They always make it look more fun on television, though, because everything kind of sets up for you.
I should say that all my jobs I understand are not easy. So
that's a tough one.
Yeah. All right.
Number 3 for me. Yes, indeed. I don't have the hair for it, but I wanted to be a drummer in a rock and roll band. I think that would be a blast. I think that the lead singer has a little bit too much, on his or her plate every night. The drummer, I just think, is the coolest spot in the band. You sit in the back, you take everything in. You can obviously, do what you can do, which I can't even come close to, doing. But just to sit back and take it in, and you get your one drum solo, and the rest of the night you're kind of cruising.
That's a good one. I've never thought of you as a drummer, but
no, of course not. I told you I don't look like I could do it. But
Tony, you're number 3.
Oh wow, number three. Oh, number three, an actor. I think I would love to to cut my teeth on some acting. I don't know how good I'd be at it though.
Would you do you think like comedy acting like Eddie Murphy or dramatic acting like Denzel or
I think a little bit of it all.
Okay.
I could definitely do a drama. Jordan, I don't know.
Okay.
Comedy would probably be, probably the easier of the two, I think.
I think they say that comedy is much harder, actually.
Harder? I can see
Seems
that, too.
easier, but you don't really know how to make. It's
I
hard
can
to
totally
make people
imagine
laugh.
Tony
Shows you
in
how
that
much
movie
I know
Flight.
about acting.
The hardest thing about acting that I noticed taking some of the drama that I did in high school is remembering the lines. I really do respect.
That's
some
what I
of
said. That would be the toughest part.
the lines these people remember sometimes are incredible.
All right, my number 3, Chris already said it. Teacher. I've actually thought about being a teacher. Before I switched from my old career to radio, I thought, what about becoming a teacher? I just never have done it, but I think teaching is very fulfilling. Although I have seen how my mom and sister have changed over the years with their teaching.
Yes, it's not easy.
It's not
getting-
easy. Now
getting
parents
harder.
email at all hours of the night.
I bet.
All right.
Number 2.
All right, number 2, my job I would do if I was not in sports or the media is, and I've gotten a little taste of it on the program, and now I can't get it out of my mind. Put the wig back on. I would love to be a judge. I really think that would be a fun powerhouse position. And the reason, you know what I would say, guys, get out of my courtroom, and I would love to have the power to be able to say it. Dealing with all of these yo-yos that are out there in the world, it would be fun to be able to do a little something about it. And I think it also could be rewarding in the sense of working with, some people to try to help them get rehabilitated. But man, you get to sit up there on the bench. You're up high above everybody, kind of in the Dave Marcus position there behind you, Tony. So I think a judge would be a lot of fun. I think that, I'd enjoy that. Number 2, Tony Gwynn Jr.
I just had it in my head. What was it again? Go ahead, Scrape.
Scrape, number 2 for you.
My number 2, I would love to be a coder. I would like to be someone
What is this?
like a developer. Like I want to make my own app, like
programs.
Programmer. Okay.
Yeah, and like
computer
just
programmer.
someone's like, "Hey, I need you to go do this," and I just go, and then I'm done. Like that would be great.
So would that be an IT guy or
no?
something
This
a little
would be
different?
like Tony said, like a programmer.
He's like creating the app.
Because the IT guy is responsible for dealing with a bunch of U's, and I would never want to be.
Isn't that like learning another? Isn't that like learning another language? Right? Computer language.
Totally,
Yes,
totally.
for sure.
I've tried to teach myself. It is not easy.
It can't be easy.
All right,
You
we
know,
gotta boogie through this
Wait,
one.
Tony, throw out his
One.
Oh yeah,
my
sorry.
number 2.
Sorry.
My number 2, I remembered it was a professor. I didn't say teacher because I think it would be more fun to be at the college level with those type of students, kind of like invoking new thoughts and things, putting together things that as adults you're able to do a little bit better than maybe in high school.
Yeah.
The other thing with a professor is if they don't want to come to class, that's not up to you. Yeah, you don't have to worry about
do what you do, young man.
Yeah, do what you want.
You're becoming an adult. Good for you.
All right, I like it.
I need an alternate universe where Tony is all of these things.
Well, I think it's pretty hard to picture
Wait
any
till
of
you hear
us.
my last one. Though.
Okay, let's go.
It's pretty hard to picture any of us doing any of this stuff. But I think you guys could picture me doing this. My number 1 thing that I think would be incredible to do is to be a novelist. To be able to sit around.
That's a good one.
I mean, I love to write, and my wife has even said, you ought to write a book. And I've never had the urge to do
Patience.
it. The patience, the amount of work you'd have to put in.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I have so much respect for people who write, nonfiction, but even better yet, fiction. I mean, can you imagine sitting in Stephen King's office? What is going on in there?
Weird stuff.
Yeah, and he's coming
got
up
some
with
weird
this,
stuff going
that,
on.
and the other, and
Weird
these
stuff.
characters. But to be able to, weave it all together and tell an incredible story, and that would be something I'd be really enjoy. But I'm pretty far away from it, obviously.
You are not. You could start tonight if you wanted to.
You're absolutely. I guess you're right.
Tony, number 1.
I think my number 1 would be a music producer.
Oh, yeah,
Quincy Jones.
Not only
He's thinking
not
Dr.
only
Dre.
Okay,
not
well,
only
Dr. Dre.
beat making, but like curating who would go well on what song together, like the whole thing.
Yeah,
that'd be the number one occupation.
I definitely can imagine Tony doing that for sure. For sure. My number one, I left off one horror movie director. I would love to direct a horror movie.
You want to be Wes Craven?
Yes.
Okay.
Wes Craven had a nightmare about Freddy Krueger and made a 12 million part series
franchise
about
out of it. Yeah.
But I have always since the day I was born, it was either a 49ers linebacker or a fighter pilot. I would love
fighter pilot.
Put me in an F-35. Let me go. Negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. Stuff like that. Top Gun. Let's go.
Is it too late? I mean, the place is right up here.
I'm
the
a little,
Miramar thing. It's like 5 miles from where you're sitting.
I don't know if I'll fit in the seat at this moment in time in my life.
You'd be out of luck with your size.
There'd be like, sir, we don't have a bigger jumpsuit, so but fighter pilot. I genuinely looked into going to being in the Air Force and things like that, and I didn't go.
What would you do?
You don't think they got like fighter pilots that
No, fighter pilots are pretty in
set.
shape. Like maybe
we got like
pilots.
different shapes and sizes in baseball. Like you don't have that in pilots.
There might be like a huskier gentleman who flies like the Strato Fortress or something, or the C-130.
Yeah, the Airbus.
No, the C-130. The huskier gentleman flies that. It's a transport plane.
I would just like to see if you were fighting in a major war one time. What would you do if you got a kamikaze mission, Mr. Fighter Pilot?
Well, they don't do that anymore, so I wouldn't have to deal with it.
Never know.
They might bring it back.
If that was my mission, I have to accept it.
You do it, huh?
You never know.
They don't want me. Again.
They don't want me.
The fighter pilot suit that I can't fit in government. All right, more. What are we doing after
Chris
this?
vs. the Fans usually comes up next.
All right.
Padres, Mets, today.
And
Tony,
I don't know where Tony went.
Because Tony,
I see the corner of his room.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll be back shortly. Harbaugh.
I'm not sure where he went. I might text him to see if he's okay here in a second.
Hope he didn't. Yeah.
Did you think he fell in the shower or
I hope he didn't meet with foul play.
You think he met with foul play in our commercial break?
I don't know.
I mean, he is in New York City. So.
He's in New York City. It could be, you never know.
All right, we'll just go forward.
We're just going to go forward without Tony. I'm sure he'll rejoin us when he gets a moment.
Everybody stare at that box in the top right corner because it's just the corner of his room.
I'm going to look now. I'm kind of intrigued.
Oh, someone says maybe he's in the bathroom. I don't know.
He's been known to go there. As have all of us, frankly, but him more than most.
Over under, Tony just forgot that he was doing the show.
That's not nice. Yeah, so maybe that's what they're thinking.
You know what just hit me, Chris?
No.
What if Tony went out to get like ice or something and he forgot his room key?
That is something he is more than capable of doing.
Because he would never be gone this late, this long, with knowing that he was on the show.
No kidding, man. We took a commercial break like 5 minutes ago, and he has not returned.
I'm going to text him.
Like, are you out in the hall trying to get into your room right now?
Everything okay?
Oh, no.
Question mark.
Scaring me. No. Did you hear back from Tony yet?
No, I'm thinking
something.
I'm thinking he locked himself out. He doesn't have his phone because it's in the room, so he's down at the front desk or something. I
don't know. I'm sure there's a story in here somewhere.
There's definitely
get him
gotta
back on
be
the
a
air.
story. Anyway. I was very concerned about Tony, and I took him off the screen because he's not back. I guarantee you he got locked out of his room.
I don't think you're wrong, because that makes sense. But how far away is the lobby? Of course, the New York hotel, it could be one of those ones where you got to wait a while to get up to the...
And he's just sitting in line. I don't know why I find this so funny, but it is.
Well, it's funny if he comes back with a funny story.
Yeah, like
it's
I locked myself
funny.
out.
It's not funny if he fell and hit his head somewhere and we don't know where he is. That's not funny.
Of course, that's not funny.
He's obviously not with his phone because he hasn't gotten back to us.
Has Tony locked himself out before? Not during the show, but sure he has at one point in his life.
Of all people, Tony would certainly seem to be one who would do it.
Oh, August also says, Clinton said, got to use the key card for the elevator too. So maybe he's just stuck.
Can't even get down? No, you don't need the key card to go down.
Okay.
You only need those to go up. You should be able to get down to the lobby to say, hey, I locked myself out. In New York City. But if we do, can you go to the Padre Hotel and knock on Tony's door? We don't know where he is still.
No.
Still hasn't come back.
And I turned on
It's been 20 minutes now.
I know. Now I'm starting to get a little worried.
Yeah. Where'd he go?
What
happened?
I don't know. I would call the front desk of the hotel, but I have no idea where they're staying.
I don't know where they're staying either. And you sent him a text and said, is everything all right? We have not heard back from him. He is still not back in his room.
I bet you he is standing in line in the lobby as we speak.
Trying to get his key back.
Someone said text Jesse or Dave. And
it's really not a bad idea. Maybe at the next break, though.
Yes.
If we get to the next break, we got to text those guys so that they can go make sure he's okay. Because I don't know where he is. It's crazy.
Dave Marcus is probably the one to text.
We'll text Dave.
Because he's, Jesse could be doing anything, but Dave's always there, ready to go.
You're trying to say Dave has a ho-hum life and he'd just be sitting around waiting for a text, whereas Jesse might be busy? Is that what you're...
Dave's been doing this job for like 30 years. I don't think the what is the word I'm looking for? Never mind.
All right. Well, there's certainly an explanation, but we don't have it yet.
Text Scan. I don't know Scan well enough to text him.
We're going to text Dave if this gets to the top of the hour, and we still don't have a Tony Gwynn Jr. sighting. All right, do we just go to traffic like it's normal behavior time? I mean, it just seems weird.
We got to move on with the show.
Show must go on?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, we're going to do the good, the bad, and the really, really weird and that was a little serious for what I'm about to announce now. I don't want people to overreact.
Well, it's 97.3 The Fan, so we know it's Padres related.
It's sports news. Yes, it is sports news. And we said it earlier as we welcome you back to the Gwynn and Chris show. Manny Machado may have said we've reached rock bottom. The rock bottom can still be even lower, and this bit of news is not great. Ramon Laureano is not only on the 7-day injured list, he is on the rest of the season injured list. He's done for the year. The earliest he could come back, they're saying, is if the Padres made the postseason, potentially the end of the regular season. But I guess he had surgery on that hip, and it was a real serious thing that's been bothering him. And they put him on the injured list over the weekend. And of course I thought, yeah, right, he's really hurt.
Yeah. How do you feel about that now?
I was wrong. I've been wrong a lot. It's not like it's anything that really causes me to lose sleep. I'm wrong on a lot of stuff. But
I just don't know that
I wish I was wrong, or I wish I was right. You know what I mean? Like, I wish he wasn't really hurt.
I don't know
but
that
he is, and he's out.
Say that someone's not hurt, because I truly just don't know.
Yeah, you never know. And yeah, Laureano's out for the year, apparently. And there's one other note as well, and it's not not a lot better. Jeremiah Estrada has been placed on the injured list.
That's why David Morgan's
got a knee injury. David Morgan, our friend Annie Heilbrunn was reporting earlier, is in the clubhouse today, and the reason he's in the clubhouse is because he's going to take the spot of the injured Jeremiah Estrada. So, the question becomes: look, you moved on from Castellanos, right? Laureano's now out for the year.
They had to have known this.
Yeah. Anyway, we can guess a million things, but here's my question now: are you just going to go with Sun Moon Song at second base the rest of the way when he's proven nothing at all? And then, like they're doing tonight, he's at second. So Tatis, Merrill, Sheets is your outfield. But remember, Sheets can't really be your outfield against lefties. So is Jace Bowen going to be the platoon with Sheets? And if so, that would mean Song is playing every day. France is at first. Andujar is your DH. Or do you put Fernando at second? Because, frankly, Song has shown me, and I think everybody else, absolutely nothing. I'm sorry.
I love it.
I'm not
You
trying
just
to
hate him so
I
much.
don't hate anything about him. Well, that's not true. I don't like the fact that we spent $15 million to bring this guy over, and he's supposed to do something, and he's not.
He needs time.
Showed
Chris.
me he's capable.
He needs time.
We don't have time. We got to start hitting and winning some games now.
Now, that is a fair point.
Thank you. But if you're going to put Fernando at second, then what's your outfield going to look like?
I have a feeling a
who's-
trade's incoming.
Bowen's in right.
No.
Sheets is in left. Samad Taylor's going to start. Neither of them are in there tonight. But the fact that Laureano was supposedly only out for, a week to 10 days, you felt, hey, he'll come back. He's at least another outfielder we got. Well, you don't have him anymore. So that's going to change, I think.
I don't think you can, with the way that the team is constructed right now, there is no way that you could just accept this as your new team. Like, you have to go out and make a trade and get someone.
Well,
you have to.
All right. But, the whole notion was that they're going to trade for a, starting pitcher.
I've been seeing that.
I never really understood that, considering this team has got to find somebody who can hit. But an outfielder would seem like more important now, unless Jace Bowen, comes home, has a really good homestand, and relaxes a little bit. Samad Taylor, gives you some things, but right now they're my goodness, they're 3 or 4 bats short of a lineup.
Yeah,
I hate to say that, but it's just true until further notice.
You want to hear from Craig Stammen real quick about it?
Of course I do.
Okay.
Yeah, so first medical update, Ramon Laureano, he had right hip surgery today to repair a labrum, which obviously is devastating news for us. Most likely, out until at least the end of the season or the entire season. So tough news on that. And then Jeremiah Strider, we're putting him on the IL. Right knee soreness, should be a quick, should be back relatively quick, but it's just bothering him pushing off the mound, and felt like it's best to IL him and get David Morgan here to fill a spot.
For Jeremiah, when did that start bothering you?
Probably
Anyway,
more questions for Craig Stammen. We can get those answers later, but the facts are the facts.
Yeah.
Ramon Laureano's out for the year. I got to say, Craig Stammen handles these things incredible. Because when he started talking there, he might have just been telling us that, we're going to switch Manny and Sheets in the lineup order tonight.
It's just very nonchalant.
Right. So nonchalant. You just announced that one of your starting players is out for the year. I'm not saying you have to make it dramatic, but he's very matter of fact about it. He's like, yeah, it's bad news for us. Yeah.
You think?
The way this team is constructed now, Laureano's not, hitting well. But again, you're going to be trying to fill another spot right now, and that's it's not going to be easy to do. As mentioned earlier, Tatis is in right field tonight, and actually Bryce Johnson's in left field tonight. You've got Sheets DHing, so the guy getting the night off tonight is Miguel Andujar. Song is at second base. This Padre lineup it's in tatters. And this doesn't help matters. I don't care how bad you think Ramon Laureano's been lately. This cannot help.
It cannot help, but I'm not panicking. But this is terrible because even though he wasn't hitting, he still has the capability of hitting, and he was hitting in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, April he looked like top Ramon. Our guy.
Do not think they can go with an outfield that has Jace Bowen and Bryce Johnson, or Jace Bowen and if Samad Taylor can play outfield.
That's the only upside for the next couple of weeks, is that this is going to force them to now they're not putting him in tonight, but it's going to force them to get Jace Bowen in, and let's see what he can do.
Yeah,
I mean, you call him up. Why? Let's put it this way. Tonight, Jace Bowen is not playing so that Sun Moon Song can play. I don't see that advantage.
I mean,
I would have Tatis at second.
Hitter.
I think Sun Moon Song has proven that he's I won't say the same thing over and over again.
I know.
What I'm going to say is right field, I would put Fernando at second tonight, and I'd bat Jace Bowen eighth and put him in right field.
Okay.
And let's see what Jace Bowen can do. Because I've seen what Sun Moon Song can do, and that's nothing.
I mean, I've seen what Jace Bowen can do.
He had 8 at bats. You've already given up on a guy for 8 at bats. That's so silly.
I haven't actually given up on the guy.
Silly.
But it's like, it's so unlike you to see a guy for like 10 games and be like, he can't ever play again. He can't ever play again.
I don't think Song's only had 26 at bats. So yeah, maybe I'm being early, but 4 for 26. He had 1 extra base hit. That was his first at bat. I don't see this guy catching up to pitches that are right down the middle of the plate.
I'm not arguing about
Bowen struck out on like sliders from Duran.
That's tough. The Durantula.
Yes, different.
Andy says Bryce Johnson had 2 hits yesterday. Got to play him. Yeah, but Bryce Johnson, I love Bryce Johnson. I do. I think he's a great player for the team. He's just not going to win you a game.
Well, he might, but he's not going to be an everyday starter in the major leagues. That's just not what he is. And he had 2 hits yesterday. Neither of them was struck sharply.
No.
All right. Well, we need to digest this. We're going to get to Chris first, the fans. But since we had to get that news to you, we're going to put it off for a few minutes. Look, David Morgan, I think that's an interesting, situation with him. We talked about it when he went down. What's going to happen with David Morgan? And we all thought he'll be back. Now he's 2-0, but he's got a 6.08 ERA. And there's no other way to look at it. After the first 3 or 4 games of the season, appearances of the season, David Morgan just fell off the table there completely.
He did, yeah.
His last 4 outings, 2 runs, 4 runs, 1 run, and he only pitched a total like 2 innings there. So it fell apart quickly for him. He went from a 0.00 ERA after his first 7 appearances to a 6.08 ERA and a trip to the minor leagues in his next 4 appearances. So the question we asked then, how's David Morgan going to handle the first bit of adversity? And we said, I think he'll handle it good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to seeing him come back. And, I think you got to go a little lower leverage just to be sure.
Yeah.
But I'm confident that David Morgan will fill in nicely for Estrada. And, we're going to see what they do with this lineup. I just think if you brought Jace Bowen up, let's see.
I agree.
And 8 at bats, half of which came against Christopher Sanchez and Duran. Yeah, I mean, come on.
That's a good point.
That's tough on anybody.
It is.
So,
and we know that he can hit the home run.
And we also know he's going to strike out a lot.
Yeah.
He did in the minor leagues. So the fact that he struck out 5 times in 8 at bats shouldn't really be shocking. This is what
shouldn't.
I kind of thought we'd get. But this should force them to have to play some Jace Bowen and see what we've got over the next 2 weeks.
When is Campusano coming back? It's got to be soon.
Well,
got to be soon.
I have read so many different reports that keep saying he's healthy and he's feeling good and he's swinging pain-free. Those reports just cannot be right. They can't be. Because if he was swinging pain-free, remember he broke his toe. So it's a pain intolerance type of situation in a lot of ways. But if he is swinging completely pain-free, what would be the rationale to not have him back on this roster?
Marty Caswell tweeted out 15 minutes ago that Campusano perhaps 1 to 2 weeks away.
From now?
That's what she tweeted. She said manager Craig Stammen says Ramon Laureano likely out for the season after blah, blah, blah. Jeremiah Estrada back on the IL. No timeline for Jake Cronenworth. Campusano perhaps 1 to 2 weeks away.
Well, then that's
a long time. That is an eternity in baseball.
I mean, this makes this report seem absurd. It says Campusano has been catching bullpens and is swinging pain-free, according to MLB.com.
That's a pretty solid source.
Sounds to me like he'd be ready tonight.
Marty,
if that's true,
I guess Marty's right in the dugout talking to Craig Stammen.
I'm not dissing her report or anybody's report. I'm saying what's going on here. It says he may need a minor league rehab stint first. What for? If he comes up here and goes 1 for 20 with a double, that's improvement over what we have right now. I hate to tell you.
It is. There's no question about that.
Rodolfo Duran is catching tonight, but He doesn't engender a ton of confidence either. All right, we'll take a break. We will get to what we wanted to get to there, which is Chris versus the fans. You want to win some prizes? I think we got a staycation lined up for you. 833-288-0973. Let's play.
From the 855.
The gondola pulls in.
Yeah.
It goes very slow.
Yeah, it slows down
like
for everybody.
really slow. As we're getting off, over to my left, there's a couple getting in the gondola, going up the mountain. So it's the opposite for them. They're standing there. The gondola comes up. The door opens. You step on. Well, there was a commotion.
Uh-oh.
There was a commotion.
Someone fell.
There was a commotion, and Lori goes, "Hey, there's a commotion."
She said commotion?
I don't think she said that, but we go kind of not hustling, but walking over there quickly. There's a lady who has fallen as she's trying to get into the gondola. She's now got one leg in the gondola.
Oh, no!
The other leg and body trapped underneath the gondola.
90.
No, she's probably in her late 50s. How do I say this best?
Oh, she's heavy set?
She's in the shape of somebody who's in their 70s. You've got to rescue the poor lady. She's trapped under the gondola. Of course, as soon as she falls and there's the commotion, the guy running the station stops the gondola.
Okay, I was going to
Which means everybody on the mountain and 4 miles away has to stop. Everybody has to stop while we try to extricate the lady from the gondola.
Okay, let me ask you a
underneath
question.
the gondola.
Look.
She's got one leg on the gondola. The rest of her body is underneath the gondola. And when I arrive to see what's going on, I'm kind of the first or second person there.
You're a first responder?
Pretty much. The guy running the gondola place is busy stopping
Traffic,
the ride.
yeah.
No, he's stopping the ride.
Oh, okay, all right.
So we're kind of first there. Lori's behind me. The lady's on her back. She's looking straight up in the air. And the only description I have is one of utter panic and utter terror combined with total helplessness.
Oh, I thought you were going to say embarrassment.
No, total helplessness. She's not only trapped, but she's not even remotely doing anything to help herself. She's kind of in a panic, and you think something terrible is going to happen, or she does.
Okay.
I go over there. First thing, breathe.
That's what you said?
I told the lady to
That's
breathe.
good, that's good.
I said, you're going to be okay.
That's good.
Just breathe.
That's good.
Try to relax.
That was the perfect thing you could have said.
As I'm stupidly pulling this 250-pound gondola, trying to pull it off of her. Yeah. Okay. Well, you're getting
the gondola
an
is
idea.
way heavier than 250 pounds.
Yeah, right. 1,000-pound gondola.
So you're trying to like move the
I'm trying
gondola.
to just move it a little to.
Is her leg like? How is she attached to this gondola?
Well, I told you, her one leg's actually on the gondola in the doorway.
Okay.
Then the rest of her body's underneath. What is stuck with her in the gondola is her belly, not her leg.
Oh, no.
That's right. Okay.
No.
So I'm pulling. By the time finally a couple more people pull and we are able to get enough airway to get her to scramble out of there. And then she immediately stepped on the gondola to go take her ride up the mountain. And off she went.
This is
I felt like I saved her life. I really do. I honestly feel like I almost saved her life.
I kind of will credit you with this.
You know, she was. I think if I didn't tell her to breathe, I think she would have gone into some sort of shock or whatever you do.
No,
she was
you're
going
right.
into
You're
a
right.
panic, Scraby.
You're
She was going
absolutely
into
right.
an absolute panic, and you know, I had to calming her down. I think was the number one thing. She wasn't in any real danger, but she wasn't feeling great because she was trapped under the gondola.
But
the
the
look
fact
on-
that you said her belly was
Yes, her belly. Yeah. I'm telling you, Scrabe, it was a factor. And there was, there's a couple of people pulling on an arm trying to drag her out.
I'm crying.
I know. There's people on the other side with their arm. They're trying to drag her. I'm like lifting the gondola so she can get a little room to get out of there.
You're like, hey, I'm going to take the gondola. It's lighter.
All right. I didn't say that. You did, but it was quite the scene.
I am happy that she's okay, obviously.
She's fine. If she got right on the gondola.
If this was a worse story, I would not be laughing, but she's fine. You did probably help her a lot more than you think you did.
I think so, because she was able to calm down just a tad. The gondola pulls in.
Yeah.
It goes very slow.
Yeah, it slows down
like
for everybody.
Really slow. As we're getting off, over to my left, there's a couple getting in the gondola, going up the mountain. So it's the opposite for them. They're standing there. The gondola comes up. The door opens. You step on. Well, there was a commotion.
Uh-oh.
There was a commotion.
Someone fell.
There was a commotion, and Lori goes, hey, there's a commotion.
She said commotion?
I don't think she said that, but we go kind of not hustling, but walking over there quickly. There's a lady who has fallen as she's trying to get into the gondola. She's now got one leg in the gondola.
Oh, no!
The other leg and body trapped underneath the gondola.
90.
No, she's probably in her late 50s. How do I say this best?
Oh, she's heavy set?
She's in the shape of somebody who's in their 70s. You've got to rescue the poor lady. She's trapped under the gondola. Of course, as soon as she falls and there's the commotion, the guy running the station stops the gondola.
Okay, I was going to
Which means everybody... News, Ramon Laureano out for the season.
It's very quiet in this studio during the break.
Yeah.
I think we're both contemplating.
Going to miss Top Ramon, and, I'm not going to be the only one who misses him. Padres could use a starting outfielder right now, and they are going to have to find one based on what they have and go from there. Jeremiah Estrada to the injured list as the Mets get set to meet the flailing Friars tonight. Let's get away from baseball for a moment.
Okay.
And let's try to win some prizes for the listeners. Scraby?
Okay.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. Today, you'll be qualified for a chance at the grand prize. A 2-night stay at Town & Country Resort and $250 food and beverage credit. Work on your resting vacation face this summer at Town & Country Resort. 3 pools and a 4-story water slide named Twister. Make Town & Country a family favorite. Rates start at $199 per night, exclusively for fan listeners. Visit towncountry.com/thefan to book now. towncountry.com/thefan to book now. The rules: you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question is going to get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it, and you'll get that.
I almost missed my cue there.
That's okay.
I was another.
Yeah,
my head's elsewhere right now.
We're all kind of like,
yeah.
Ramon Laureano's out for the year.
Not good.
Not good at all. All right, let's go to our first contestant. We'll go to John in Escondido. Hello, John.
Hey, John.
Hey, Scraby. Hey, Chris.
Are you ready to play, sir?
Good luck to you today, sir.
All right. Here we go.
Let's go.
First question. Which sports league just introduced anti-tanking rules?
Is that the NBA?
Yes, it is.
What?
He said the NBA, right?
He did. I thought it was the Women's Professional Billiards League.
No, it was not.
Oh,
It
it's
was
not.
the NBA.
NBA, okay.
Yeah, they do have a problem with tanking, and Chris is bringing up women's billiards because we had the option to watch it yesterday.
They came on the TV along with the Professional Wiffle Ball League. And I'm not talking about individual teams in wiffle ball. I'm talking about teams represented by cities in wiffle ball.
That's
Professional
craziness.
wiffle ball.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Me neither.
All right, John, here we go. Question number 2.
John doesn't care. He just wants to play
does
ball.
not. After the Padres let Andy Green go, who took over for the next 8 games?
after Andy Green was let go.
Yes, this might be a question number 3, but I've already asked it.
All right.
I'm having a hard time hearing
Yeah, he's
you.
breaking up a little bit, but we'll try to stay with him here.
Was it Pat Murphy?
Pat Murphy.
Pat Murphy, he says.
Stay
Yeah,
there.
Pat Murphy was the guy who replaced Bud Black and finished up that season. I don't remember who replaced Andy Green. I was going to say Jace Tingler, but I don't think he came to the next year. Dave Roberts is the only other guy I can remember, but he was not. So I'm going to just say I can't remember. Scrabe, how do you like that answer? You're going to give it a buzzer?
You can't remember.
I can't remember.
That is correct.
Hey, now I got buzzed. Who
You're
was
going to
it?
kick yourself.
I am?
Rod Barajas.
Nah, I'm not going to kick myself. I barely even know who that is.
I mean, he was up for the manager.
I know who he
job.
was, but yeah, that's not somebody I was going to think of. All right,
Okay.
good news for you, John. You get to the final question.
Here we go. Question number 3.
How did Rod do in his 8-game stint? Do you know?
1-7, I believe.
Okay. It was
Actually,
very unmemorable.
hold on. I have the list right here.
Very unmemorable run by
Rod
Barajas.
Barajas. Yes, he went 1-7.
Okay.
All right. This is third and final question. What team does the U.S. men's national team open the World Cup against?
Okay.
Is it Paraguay?
Paraguay is correct.
We gotta
Nice
win.
job.
The Paraguayans
Stay there.
are coming to town.
I wouldn't have known until I looked.
Yeah, but that
up.
wasn't the real question. The real question: what's the capital city of Paraguay? No, that's
Gosh,
not the question.
Montevideo or something.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's
John, you
check
don't have
it.
to come up with that. You came up with all you needed. I think the second question was harder than the third,
I agree.
but it's neither here nor there. John is the champ.
Oh, it's
today.
Asuncion.
What is it called?
Asuncion.
All right. Well, the Paraguayans and the U.S. are playing a week from today. Can you believe that? That's how close the World Cup is.
Yeah,
Next
I can't believe that.
Friday
I can't believe that.
at SoFi Stadium. Speaking of, John, stay online there. We can finish up this segment, and then Scraby will pick you up and get your info so you can qualify for the staycation at the Town and Country. I saw this today, and I think it's fair to bring up because we've been very critical. You, me, Ziegler, everybody else who follows soccer, especially,
yeah.
on the pricing for the World Cup.
Yes.
And tickets going for $1,100, this, that, and the other. And like, come on, man, you're pricing people out. And, you know, you're raising the hotel. That's kind of the thing that has really irked me to a certain extent, is gouging for hotels and travel and all that.
Yeah.
So what are we to make of the New York Knicks? Did you see the pricing for Game 3 of the NBA Finals tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden by any chance, Scraby?
I did, because they were comparing the two markets, the San Antonio market versus the New York market. I think it was like $4,000 or $5,000 for a Knicks ticket.
The cheapest ticket at Madison Square Garden, and I mean, I don't think you'll be able to see the floor from there, is $8,000.
Definitely gone up since I read the article.
$8,000, and that is not the Timothée Chalamet seat.
No.
That is the you'll be lucky you can even see the game seat.
Yeah.
Most, like, okay, the stuff on the floor is 50,000 plus for the, you know, what is it? Ben Stiller, Chalamet, the rest of the people who sit on the
Spike
floor.
Lee.
$50,000. But the seats just in the general seating area, like down in the loge, $13,000. I'm not talking for like everyone, for one seat.
Can I ask you?
I got to be honest with you. I know that there's people who are going to pay this, so maybe you say it's what the market will bear.
Yeah.
But I just think this is ridiculous.
I have a massive
It
problem.
really is.
I have a massive problem when you price out regular fans. And
Well,
I understand this is the NBA Finals. I understand that these tickets are going to be more expensive, but I really want to see teams keep tickets for fans that can't otherwise afford these $9,000 seats so that they can go to a game.
Well, they're not going to happen.
It's not. You're right.
Absolutely, if you are and I mean, look, Sammy Levitt's been rooting for the Knicks his whole life, and he's not the only one, right? He grew up in New York. Yeah, how many kids grew up in New York have been waiting for this moment their whole lives?
Not willing to spend $19,000.
Of course they're not. They have no chance to go to the game. They have not even a dream of going to the NBA Finals. And I just think that's absurd.
If the Dolphins
know that,
got back to the Super Bowl, would you pay $5,000 to go?
No, not even close, Scraby.
Okay.
Not even near it.
I believe you.
Now, San Antonio, you could get in tonight for $800.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying that's necessarily affordable either.
That's reasonable.
But the median price, and somebody would have to explain, the median is, I think,
the average of the middle?
It's not the exact average, but it's the median price between this ticket, this thing. Anyway, for San Antonio, it's $3,000. For Madison Square, it's $14,000. I just, come on. And,
the median price is the middle value in a set of prices.
There you go. Yeah. So that's, the middle kind of pricing seat. And I'll tell you, for $14,000 at Madison Square Garden, you're not going to get a great seat. You're going to just get the kind of the middle value seat.
I think
that's ridiculous.
I guess if you're there and you appreciate the energy that's in the building. You got to
be in the energy and it's all, but that's just ridiculous. That is a year's paycheck for some people. Maybe not. You know what I mean? Though,
like
14,000
7 years paycheck for me.
For you, yeah. Well, you're not some people.
No,
Fox News headline basically says the ticket for this game tomorrow night or Monday night. Game 3 is Monday night, I believe. The most expensive in sports history. So that's more than Super Bowls.
Wow.
The president of the United States is going to Game 3. He was asked about the ticket prices today. His comment. Well, the rest of the people are just going to have to watch on TV, and that's just the way it is.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. I don't know I don't know that a lot of people heard that answer and were, too thrilled with that. But
I mean,
the facts are the facts.
Yeah.
Yes, you're going to have to watch it on TV because you're not one of us.
And let me make it clear, I am not saying that they shouldn't charge these exorbitant amounts. I think there is a market for that, obviously.
That's the point. That's what they're going to say. They're going to say that the game will be a complete sellout with people outside who want to pay to get in.
Yeah.
So the market bears this.
Yes.
But just because it bears it, does it mean that that's what we, have to charge?
I guess when you're a business person and you're in charge of your business, your goal is to make as much money as possible. I say your goal is to make as much money as possible and be good to your fans.
I don't know how you do it. Could you possibly have a section for $90, where people could just get in? Or would there just be
easily?
You know what I mean? Would there just be I
don't even think $90.
A steel cage match brawl for those tickets?
Probably,
you know what I mean?
Probably.
So it'd almost be dangerous if you did something like that. Game 2 is tonight in San Antonio. Big 5 is coming up on Gwynn and Chris.
Find your
Big Five time. Then Tony's got to get back out and get ready for the game tonight. Padres Mets. If you're just tuned in, bad news. Ramon Laureano, surgery today, out for the year. Yes, with that bit of bad news, let's try to cheer you up with some Big Five stuff.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Chris and I broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios where we know how. Tony Gwynn Jr. down at Petco Park. And we're going to get right into it because we got a good, juicy set of topics here on the Big Five.
Number 5.
And it seems like eons ago, the Padres were playing the Cardinals and J.J. Weatherholt hit an inside the park home run after that error that Fernando made. And I seem to remember people questioning how fast Fernando was running to get to the ball. Well, last night in Chicago, Shea Langoliers had an inside the park home run, and here is what happened.
Lead 2-0. Shea underneath it, a touch. Throw Armstrong, can't find it. It drops. It goes all the way to the ivy. Here goes Shea. He will be sent home by Bobby Crosby. The relay throw is late.
All right, there you go. The controversy in this whole thing is about PCA standing there and not going after the ball. So he ends up being the hero, by the way, because he walked it off and won the game for the Cubs. Chris, I'm not seeing as much criticism as Fernando did. Should there be criticism here?
Well, you're not in Chicago. I would imagine there's a few people that weren't thrilled at his, laissez-faire attitude. He can say, and I'm sure he will say, and maybe it's true. He saw that the left fielder and the right fielder were going to get there before he was ever going to get there. So why bother? But I'm not a big fan of why bother. It's not my favorite attribute in a player. PCA already has earned my scorn in the past with some of his antics out there. It doesn't hurt, though, that he ended up driving in the winning run. That will erase a lot of bad memories. Look, Fernando's was not a inside the park home run, by the way. It was a single.
I know.
And an error, and you keep calling it that
for some reason.
I want to clear that up
right.
before people criticize
Well, MLB push notification me inside the park.
They did, yeah. I look, PCA is not my guy, but I understand.
Little League home run is what it said.
Did it say Little League home run? Yeah, not inside the park home run.
But isn't it
a Little League home run's when the ball gets thrown all over the place?
It doesn't matter. I'm accepting that I'm wrong.
Yeah, you are.
I'm accepting it.
This is a bit of an old man get off my lawn take, but I do think in a lot of ways PCA.
Shocker.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I do believe in some ways PCA kind of represents what a lot of us feel about the younger generation of players, and sometimes their lack of hustle and desire out on the field, and that's not fair because 99% of them do play the game with a lot of passion. So. Anyway, you're asking the wrong guy because I don't like PCA too much to begin with.
Well, I'm curious what Tony has to say. Do you think there should be criticism here with PCA?
I disagreed with the criticism on Toddy, but at least I understood it. I don't understand this one. The ball, he had no idea where it was when it landed. The left and right fielder were right there. Unless you are a fan of eyewash, of just faking like I'm going to run after this baseball because it's going to appease a few folks out there, then yeah, I guess you can pick at it. But I mean, it'd be different if that ball landed and he turned around and like left field and right fielder weren't there and he kind of stood there. Okay, I would understand that. This one is a little silly.
Takes off his glove and he throws it on the ground while the ball's just sitting there.
PCA, Tony's 100% right. And like I said earlier, I mean, the other guys were going to get the ball.
Yeah, wouldn't he kind of be in the way of a throw, too?
There was no reason for him to go. The problem that I'm having, PCA is getting involved in a few too many of these things, and it's starting to add up in my mind. And whether it's his fault ever or not, he's got quite a bit of attention for stuff that isn't baseball.
He does He does garner attention. Fair enough.
Let's talk about that because I think the first instance was baseball related. He was asked a question about the Dodger fans, and this is what started everything. PCA largely had not been in the news outside of his play until this incident happened. So the Dodger thing happens. He's from LA. He had some things to say about the LA fans, and this has somehow snowballed into him constantly being in things that quote unquote don't involve baseball. Now, the Chicago White Sox incident didn't involve baseball. He had to wear that. He said what he said. He got caught saying what he said. He had to apologize for what he said. And so again, the next incident is indeed a baseball situation in which a ball got over his head. So I think we're doing to PCA what we do to most people when they've had an incident that has been kind of high notoriety, is we put him in this box of badness in which he is. And really,
this box of badness.
I want to name my next dog Box of Badness.
Yeah. Good name for a music group, I think.
That's it.
Box of Badness.
Yeah.
Really, he's only had one incident that didn't have anything to do with baseball and him having to name him. Let me hear it.
Well, I think I guess it has to do with baseball in some way. I mean, he the first thing that I ever remember getting criticized from was from his own teammates and the people around him who got tired of him beating up the dugout in the locker room every time he made an out. And I think that
first of all, let me say this real quick, because that didn't actually become a public thing. I just want to point that out. That was me telling you guys what was said behind closed doors. Now, if we're going to hold him to that standard, then yeah, I guess so.
The only reason I'm saying that, Tony, is that you're right. You did provide some insight there, but he himself addressed that in the offseason and said that little kids were behaving that way, and it came to his attention that they were saying, well, PCA does this, and he himself said, I really would like to improve. I don't want to give off that kind of image. So he did. I think in that one, he was 100%, I appreciated what he said. So, look, he's a bit of a polarizing figure, and that's okay. He's entertaining to watch play baseball. I don't care for him running around the bases and giving me this thing all the time, but that's what he wants to do. So, I can do the same thing as a fan when I look at him play.
I like it.
Let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you this based off of what Chris has said. Have any of you actually paid attention to him after he gets out?
I have looked a few times
this year.
Yeah,
not really,
and he hasn't made a scene or anything like that. He's been definitely a lot better in that way.
So the thing that he stepped out on and actually said he wants to get better at least from the accounts that you've seen, he's actually gotten better at it.
I liken my early 20s to PCA's early 20s, except for the whole professional baseball player part.
He's not drinking as much alcohol as you did.
That's also
hopefully
true. That's also true.
I think most of us would can relate to the early 20 version of PCA.
I want to be a good person, but I still get caught in these situations where I get myself in trouble.
And we also, those of us that are my age and around my age, would like to sometimes think that young 20-year-olds have it all figured out. And we should understand that they don't.
They don't.
The ego plays a big part in your early 20s that, you just have to find a way to calm that ego down.
I don't care. PCA, SGA, they're all problematic for me.
PCA, SGA.
Yeah, they're all. Put them all in the box of badness.
The box of badness. All right, let's get to this one. Meanwhile, in the Dodgers and Diamondbacks game last night, Max Muncy was trying to leg out a hit, and here is what happened.
This was avert your eyes if you haven't seen this.
I don't even want to see this again.
No That's kidding, fair. Man.
Vargas, the race is on, and look out.
Ooh. The ball went like flying 30 yards off to the side.
All right, we see
after that collision.
We see the video.
Can we run that back one more time?
Yeah, sure. Hold
I
on.
mean, this is a you don't get a lot of collisions like this in the secondary. If an NFL game, you don't get as many collisions like this.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I think Tony is going where the internet is going.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to debate who's at fault here, and they're saying Max Muncy's at fault here.
They're not debating it. They're honestly 1,000% criticizing Max Muncy and calling him a dirty player. There's no debate out there
Didn't
at all.
he kind of launch off the base too?
There's no debate from the people on
hold on.
on Twitter that I've
Tony,
seen.
does fault lie with Muncy or Vargas?
Neither. It lies with the pitcher. Because had he gotten off the mound like he was supposed to, Ildemaro is not having to run to try to get to first base in time. So no, it's not either of their fault. It's the pitcher's fault. He should have been where he was supposed to be. It would have been a nice long flip or throw. I don't know how many outs there was, but you don't have any collision. But if you watch it, that's why I had you run it back. The ball is hit, and I'm not sure if Nelson, if was it who's that?
Nelson, I think, yeah.
I'm not sure if he thought it was going to be foul, but you can just watch. He does not move.
It doesn't matter, right? I mean, any ground ball to the right side, the pitcher should automatically be moving.
Should be going.
Yeah.
Now that being said, in terms of the two players that were involved in it, it's nobody's fault. Like, I'm honestly surprised Ildemaro Vargas decided that he had a chance to beat Muncy to the bag. He had no shot. I would have expected him to maybe slide off to the side, maybe get his foot there. But and he knew it at the last second because you can see him brace up and this is before he even got to the bag. Muncy is not at fault at all. Ball's hit down the line. Matter of fact, Ildemaro Vargas fields it maybe a foot in front of the grass. He smells hit, and any hitter worth their salt, if you watch him,
you want to hit.
Even Manny at times when on those slow rollers, he gets down that line if he smells a hit. And so, indeed, I don't think this. I hadn't seen the internet kind of back and forth. But it's crazy to me that they're trying to make Max Muncy a dirty player at this.
Doesn't he look like he's giving him a super punch? Let's watch it one more time. Watch him when he gets the first base. He kind of lunges into.
Wait,
Vargas.
hold up.
Okay.
What is? Okay, go ahead. No, play it.
Okay.
Watch Nelson too, by the way.
He just stands there, watches it.
Vargas, the race is on.
Super punch. he launches.
Well, he's on the bag, so he's airborne coming off the bag. He doesn't really have a choice.
He's on the bag and he's bracing himself. So what looks like a super punch to you is him really trying to cover himself.
Not at all.
Off the top rope.
Look, I'm the guy invented.
Not even close.
I'm the guy invented the phrase "Max Muncy sucks."
This is
but
true.
He doesn't in this case. And here's what. Honestly, this is just a first baseman that doesn't have a ton of experience playing first base. Vargas is a middle infielder.
Yeah. But what is he supposed to do if the pitcher's not coming over?
You slide into the bag. Every first baseman I've ever seen would slide into the bag there to avoid the collision, and his own manager said it after the game. Torey Lovello, after the game, said he should have slid, and he said, I think Muncy thought he was going to slide. His own manager said that. That's all I need to tell you.
Is most first basemen aren't Vargas' size. If that's Gavin Sheets down there and Max Muncy, I bet you Max Muncy is approaching.
He might have slid
different at that point.
It is true.
It was just a bad calculation by Vargas. It
was,
and
he paid for
it.
He did.
He did. He was the one who paid for it. But Ryan Nelson should feel really terrible. I'm glad both guys ended up being okay. But Ryan Nelson's the one that's probably getting an earful from his coach, his pitching coach, and his manager.
All right, we're going to need to speed up a little bit.
Number 3.
Great conversation, though, guys. Just want to say. Last night, the Lady Longhorns won their second straight softball national championship, but there is another controversy afoot after Texas Tech packed up their stuff and did not head out on the field to congratulate Texas on their victory. Chris, do you have an issue with this?
Here's the only reason that people are bringing this up. After most college softball games, the teams do a handshake line. Okay, just most normal games, there's a line there. They shake hands. I think college baseball does it most of the time. But there's a big difference here that I see that people aren't discussing. Tony, you've been on it. I hope you had. You've won a championship. When you win a championship, you dogpile. That's what you do in baseball. Even in softball, these gals were jumping around like crazy.
Yep.
There was no line for a handshake. So the only way
Texas to sit out there and watch the other team.
Yeah,
do
the
that?
only way
Like, come
Texas
on.
Tech could have done this is to come out, stand there for 5 minutes while they were all celebrating, and then individually go around and shake hands. I just don't think it was the situation called for it. So I get what people are trying to be angry, but I think this is much ado about nothing. I do.
Tony?
Trying to be angry. I think this is what happens when you have people who never played sports in their life.
Yeah.
Conversating on this. Like, if you even played in high school, you know, especially if you won a CIF
You win a title,
or
sure.
any of those things, there isn't an opportunity to do none of
There
those
is
things.
not.
And this isn't anything new. Like, it's been like that for championships before even Chris was here. They were throwing gloves and hats.
There were no championships before I was here, Tony. Come on.
But yeah, I think this is
they're
we
being
have to
critical
find
for
something
no-
to be angry about.
I'm
it
sure
seems
that
like
the
on a
Texas
daily
Tech coach, I'm not sure, but I would assume after it was all said and done, probably found his way over to the head Texas coach and, congratulated him. But when they're dogpiling, there's nothing you can do. You're not going to stand out there and wait for that.
You got to stand in line while they're
yeah.
Hey,
it's
they
not
might
Like
gonna
be
happen.
you pull people off the pile. Congratulations. People need to just
chill.
I don't understand why everything has to be a controversy.
but I
Why
love
do
what
you
Tony
care
said.
so much, though?
I
Like, who
don't. I
cares?
personally don't.
I'm not saying.
What I love was
it
what
doesn't
Tony-
matter to me
What
or
Tony-
anyone really.
what Tony said is the bigger issue here. People that have never played sports are out there talking about it like they know everything.
This
until you
this
haven't
ain't
been
no
on the
chess
field.
match where you shake hands after you knock someone's king
I will
over.
say, and I've said it before, I love what the NHL does, and they do shake hands. But I have also seen teams stand there on the ice
Remember
for
Team
a
Canada?
while
Team Canada, silver medal.
to wait for the handshake line, and they've only did it because that's the tradition in hockey. But
that's brutal.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
not
brutal.
fun.
All right.
Number 2.
Yankees got awful news yesterday after learning that Aaron Judge is going to miss at least 4 to 6 weeks, but many are thinking he's going to miss a lot more due to a stress fracture in his rib. So, Tony, let's go on the middle prognosis. Can the Yankees survive 6 weeks without Aaron Judge?
Yeah, they can survive 6 weeks without him. They got enough firepower. I'm sure it's not ideal for them to try to manage it without there, but I think they'll find a way. If they don't, we won't have to hear about the Yankees for a little bit. It's not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing at all. Chris?
Yeah, they're going to, because if you look at the American League standings, there's only 3 or 4 teams that are over 500. All they got to do is play 500 while he's gone, and they'll stay in position. Now, if they're in the National League and they had a 5-week stretch, they could fall off the pace. But the American League sets up for them to be able to hang in there.
Number 1.
Bears quarterback Caleb Williams was named as this year's cover athlete for the Madden video game. Chris, you're up first here. Was there anyone else you would have chosen for the cover?
Well, let's see. There were several Dolphins that were obviously overlooked. Caleb Williams is a fine choice. Look, you're bringing this up because you don't like Caleb Williams. So let's be.
No, I'm fine with Caleb Williams.
You are not.
I've been saying this for a long time. I
Let's
respect how
be
he's handled
totally
things.
honest. That you think he's widely overrated, and there's a lot of people who agree with you. But Caleb Williams is a young face of the league, and that's exactly what should be on the Madden cover. Chicago is one of the bigger, towns. Now, Chicago's not going to be a big town. Towns. It's not going to be one of the bigger cities, though. And when they move to become the Hammond, Indiana Bears,
or the Gare Bears,
but
That's right.
for now, he's still in Chicago. I think he's a young up and coming face of the league. There's others, but I have no problem with him being the selection.
Tony, any other? I know Tony would say that.
No,
Caleb
I think
Williams
Myles
right choice.
Garrett might have been another option, but yeah, no, I think I don't have a problem with
Has
Caleb
Myles Garrett
Williams.
ever done it? I don't think he has.
I don't think so.
No, it's kind of strange that Myles Garrett hasn't had a cover yet, but
Hopefully
he doesn't.
How many defensive ends can you name that have ever been on
Mario
the cover?
Williams,
It's not-
was he on the cover?
Mario Williams.
I think he
My
was.
goodness.
He beat out Reggie.
Ray Lewis.
Not a
He's
defensive end.
That's not a line. That's not a defensive.
I know
end.
one thing. If you put Garrett on the cover, he'd be the first down to the store to get a copy. Because he'd be driving 98 miles an hour. That's
Oh, I didn't know where he was
I
going
knew
with that.
exactly
Okay, I got you.
where
Yeah, That was that.
Man, we're gonna have a lot of those.
The
jokes
Madden
this year.
thing is for sale.
Okay. I don't know why Chris gets so much enjoyment out of it. All right, when we get back, we still have Griffin Canning from earlier in the show. He joined us for Friar Friday, and we'll get you set for tonight's game between the Padres. Why did I just forget who they're playing?
The Metropolitans.
Metropolitans. Man, it's been a long week. 97.3 The Fan.
Every hit, every
The name of that classic song by the Cars is Just What I Needed. Using a different tense, a victory tonight is just what we need.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
I'm trying to get there.
Yeah,
Padres
just
Mets
what I
game one of
needed.
the series tonight. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr. down at Petco Park. He and Jesse Agler have the call tonight. And Gravy's alongside here. Sam Levitt pregame show gets underway in about 40 minutes. Gravy, okay?
I'm sorry about
Normally,
that.
I'm the one that doesn't turn off my cough
I did
button.
turn off my mic.
Oh,
on
and we
that.
still heard that.
Yes, that was bad.
You sneezed out a lung on that
I
one.
think I did. You know, my grandpa, we always used to tease him because he had the loudest sneeze I think I've
There's
ever
a loud,
heard in my...
a loud sneezer.
I think I'm going that way.
I'm a loud sneezer. Try not to be, of course, around other people or if I'm on the radio.
I tried.
But if I'm alone, I just try to get it out.
Just go, ah!
Right, yeah. Yeah, dog looks at me funny, but that's about it.
I love it when dogs, side note, I love it when dogs sneeze. It's so cute.
Well, they do a lot of things cute. Padres offense has not been too cute. And they come into the game tonight against the Mets, having lost 9 of 10, 5 in a row. Over the last 33 games, they've won only 13. So that's, better than a month stretch of less than stellar baseball. And it is May 5th, which is exactly a month ago today, is the last time they had more than 10 hits in one game. I don't know how many other ways we can talk about the Padre offense scuffling, but there's a few for you. Individually, it's been a struggle for a lot of guys. And to tack on to all of that, find out that Ramon Laureano is now out for the season. Underwent surgery. Craig Stammen announced it before the game today. Yeah, other than that, things are looking up.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot to mention Jeremiah Estrada's on the injured list as well.
Yep.
Being replaced by David Morgan in the bullpen.
They did make an actual move with someone we haven't talked about in a very, very long time.
All right.
He's making his way back. Let me just get the exact move
Get the
here.
verbiage.
We've reinstated Johnny Brito and optioned him to El Paso.
Yes, Brito has been working his way back. I have heard that.
So now he's optioned to El Paso, which means he's going to pitch soon, which means, hey, another big arm in the...
Another arm. Yeah, Brito didn't really blow me away the first time around, be honest. But
he didn't.
It wasn't as good as like what we have now. So, I'm glad he's, getting healthy. It's another choice we can make. Lineup tonight, which obviously me, without Laureano for a while for the season, have to see how this starts developing. But Bryce Johnson is in left field tonight, coming off of his 2-hit performance yesterday in Philadelphia. Sun Moon Song gets to start at second base, which moves Fernando to right field. And if you're wondering about saluting the newcomers, Jace Bowen and Samad Taylor, you'll have to wait till later in the game because neither of them are in the starting lineup tonight. We did not ask Tony about Freddie Fermin because there's no way that anybody can possibly comment about Freddie Fermin right now and be anything but concerned about how he's playing. I mean, take your pick. He's made 3 consecutive throws to second base, which have gone into the outfield. He dropped the 4th throw last night or yesterday before he ever got the chance to even throw that one. And if that's not enough to cause you pause, then maybe going 0 for 32 and not having a hit for 3.5 weeks would cause you pause. But the reports are that Camposano's a week or 2 away. So, Rodolfo Duran gets a start tonight, but, they're going to have to keep running Fermin out there from time to time. And that's why, I get, just real quick, Scraby, on this, and we'll move on. But that's why I kind of get a little, it's harder to tolerate the people who want to, put this on Craig Stammen. He can only write in the names into the lineup of the guys that he has to choose from.
Yep.
And there's no one, and this is Fernando included, because I know Fernando's been hot. He's 400 over the last 13 game, blah, blah. Look, he's still only got 1 home run.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say that he's just like rebounded from everything. Machado is still only hitting 174. That's one of the lowest averages in the league. Jackson Merrill had a home run yesterday, but he's still barely over 200.
Yeah.
So they don't have a lot of – Xander Bogaerts, had a nice little, burst there in April, but he's been very quiet in May. So there isn't a lot to choose from. Ty France is batting cleanup right now, and you say, well, why is that? Well, guess who leads the Padres in everybody's favorite statistic, WAR? Yes, Ty France, at least on offense, 1.3. Second is Xander at 0.9. Third is a guy that hasn't even played for a month, Luis Camposano, 0.7. These are not, these are not good numbers. Fernando's 0.6. Miguel Andujar's a 0. I think he's been better than that suggests.
I bet you, is that just offensive WAR?
Those are offensive WAR. Yeah, okay. 0.0. And Manny Machado, again, I keep bringing this up because we're not talking about a contributing player. We're talking about a bona fide Hall of Fame talent whose WAR right now is minus 0.6. Now, I think the WAR statistic is a little crazy. I don't totally get it, and I've had people try to explain it, and they go, well, it's just a conglomeration of all the – okay, great. That still doesn't tell me what it is. It's just some number that, to me, somebody spits out of a computer, but 0.6 is not a number normally reserved for the likes of Manny Machado.
No.
So I know that much. And, you go back a couple of months into last season, Scrabe.
I know where you're going.
The picture's not that pretty for Manny Machado. You tack on the 174 to what he did in September and August last year, his overall average the last 4 months of baseball is 194. That's those 2 months plus these 2 months.
That's
not great.
It's depressing.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, people are like, oh, Manny needs to retire. Manny's lost a step. He just didn't forget how to hit overnight.
I didn't say any of those.
No, you didn't. No,
I didn't say any of those things.
But I can't say that he's Manny Machado right now because he doesn't look like it. But he just
looked
didn't
like it on that one fastball
overnight.
He looked like it on that one fastball.
That's the greatness of Manny. He can sit there and watch 8 pitches and then slam the 9th one over the fence.
He did watch 8 pitches and slam the 9th one over the fence yesterday. Slugging percentage, career Manny Machado 4.82. Last 4 months, 0.355. That's way down.
Significantly down.
Significant. Those are not just, kind of troubling. Those are worrisome numbers. And he said it, the Padres, to get where they want, Manny Machado is going to have to help get them there. Michael King makes the start tonight. Could certainly use 7 shutties from him. We know if he does that, that'll at least keep the game even. There's a little humor intended in that line.
Wait, say it one more time.
If Michael King shuts them out for 7, we know it'll at least keep the game even.
Oh, yes, it will.
There's a little humor involved there.
Yes, it will. Can they please score tonight first?
First? Yeah, just get on the board. Well, they got 2-0 ahead in the first game at Philadelphia.
Didn't matter.
That didn't hold up.
No, it didn't.
Ty France, we already mentioned, he's now the WAR leader on this team, offense. Best WAR of anyone. He's batting cleanup. Who would have predicted that, by the way, when the season started? He wasn't even playing.
He was barely on the team.
Barely on the team. He talked about some of the offensive woes.
Offensive mindset, struggles, types of stuff.
Here he is.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. We've got a lot of talent, really, really good baseball players. We're just not moving the ball the way that we should. I feel like there's a lot of times we're taking really good at bats. We're getting traffic and just not coming through with, runners in scoring position. So got to find a way to score some more runs.
There has been a lot of bad luck involved in this, hard hit balls right at people. Is that something that turns within a baseball season and you're kind of looking at it going, we're taking good at bats. Eventually it has to go our way at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you can hope so. You're doing everything right and just not getting the results. So just keep sticking to the course, and hopefully they start to fall.
What about for you personally right now? It's how the way it's been going for you at the plate.
Yeah, I feel good. Just trying to do what I can to continue to keep putting good at bats together. I feel like I'm in a really good spot. But even myself with runners in scoring position, I need to come up with the big hit. So there's always things to work on, things to improve on. But overall, I feel like I'm in a good spot.
How's the game planning going? Do you feel like you're getting enough information going up there?
Yeah. I mean, they do a great job of providing everything and more that we would need. So, yeah.
My favorite thing is when Sam goes, "Can you just talk about this for 1 second?"
Sam Levitt with a guest appearance there. The last question, by the way, I believe that's a guy, Derek Torgerson.
Torgerson, yeah.
Yeah, NBC. He goes, are they giving you enough information?
I liked
there?
how he asked that.
Well, I don't mind how he asked it, but what he wanted, or I think was hoping for, was for Ty France to say, they're really not. Like, we could use another coach. Like, that's not going to be said, right?
I don't know that that's what Torgerson was after.
You don't think so?
But
why else would you ask? Are you getting enough information? Of course he's going to say they're getting enough information.
Yes.
He's not going to throw his coaches under the bus.
No, he's not going to throw his coaches under the bus, but I don't mind the question.
Don't look now, but the Padres have the worst OPS in all of baseball, 651. Just ahead of them, the New York Metropolitans, 652.
Yeah!
Should be a long night at the ballpark. Snuggle up, people.
It's a pitcher's duel for another reason. Teams can't hit.
You may be there to the 13th, 14th inning tonight, hoping somebody can score a run.
Oh, gosh.
Goodness.
Please, someone score a run tonight.
All right, we're going to have our visit with Griffin Canning, Friar Friday interview from earlier, coming up when Gwynn and Chris returns. All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yeah.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
They could pave that. It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt if they can't call it paved road. I know that.
Wait, your issue isn't the potholes in the road?
That was I'm used to that. So we come up on Claremont Mesa, and we're at the stoplight. I'm in the left-hand turn lane to turn left on Claremont Mesa. I'm the third car back. And there's 2 left turn lanes. There's 3 cars in line here. And then the going straight is also red. And that is backed up each of the lanes. So that I've got cars on my right. I've got cars on my left. I got 2 in front of me. I got people behind me. No big deal. Light cycles through. And our turn doesn't come.
Oh, no.
So the cross traffic gets to go again. And then the people coming across in our direction, they get to go again. And then for a second time, they skip our turn. Well, that's what I thought. So now...
Actually, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck.
Right, you're stuck.
You're not going anywhere.
And my first thought, of course, as a good scout or, athlete, is to look around. Is there any way out? Can I back up? Can I, I'll do anything. But there is nowhere for me to go.
No.
It happens a third time.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty clear at this point, this light's broken. And I'm starting to think, how are we going to get out of this? Am I going to have to call, the police to come and fix it? No one's going to know it's broken.
911 emergency response.
Yeah.
Emergency. Ruffin Road in Claremont. The light is stuck.
The light is stuck. And so this is 5 minutes probably, but you can imagine 5 minutes.
No,
that's a long time, right?
Time.
Well, when it comes to the 4th time, I finally start just leaning on my horn.
Oh.
I'm trying to get...
What are the people in front of you going to do?
Well, because there was a moment, right, after the traffic comes this way, it paused.
You want them to run the light.
You could at least a couple people could run the light. We could get this going here.
You want them to run the light.
I did.
Break the law.
Well, they had to. Otherwise, we'd still be there. Anyway, so this is going on. So I'm starting leaning on my horn. The lady next to me looks at me like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Good for her. Good for her.
And good for her. Yeah.
Kidding.
I'm like,
I'm just
ma'am,
kidding.
are you just clueless? Were you going to sit here the rest of your life?
She has faith that the light's going to turn eventually.
Evidently so. If it had gone again, the guy next to me on this side rolled down his passenger window. That starts to go down. I think he's going to be mad, and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I'm pretty sure the light's broken. Like, how do you not know this? We've all been sitting here for 6-7 minutes now." The two cars at the very front of the left turn lane are not budging. So they apparently are content to sit there for as long as it need be.
They also have faith that the light is going to turn.
But I have no faith.
What gives them that faith?
Yeah, but what gave them the faith? I mean, it had cycled through 4 times now. The 5th time, I was going to just have to get out of my car and walk up to that and go, "Will you please do something?" Or get, and if you don't, and I would have something. You know what I would have said? If you don't want to run the light, just get out of my way so I can run the light. I'm not sitting here the rest of the day. And finally, on the 5th time, the first 2 people ran the light, and the next person was able to get you know what I mean? And after a couple more cycles through, I got out of there. But I don't know.
Did the light ever start working?
I don't know. If you're at Claremont Mason Ruffin Road, you might still be there. I don't know. This was 45 minutes ago or so.
Wow.
So my question to you is, how differently would you have handled this than I did? And I'll start with you, Tony. Would there have been any difference, or do you know?
I don't know if I would have laid on my horn.
You would have just never laid on it.
I think I might have maybe rolled down the window, see if I could talk to somebody, see what else.
See if anybody else was in on it?
I don't think I would have laid on my horn because, listen, what you're asking is for them to, which may not be easy for everybody, and that is the timing between when because they're waiting for their light to turn.
Yes,
right?
they were waiting for
the light's not going to turn. But that also then requires them to guess the exact kind of when the timing of when they can go. And
you know what? Figure it out.
I think a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable with
running the light, even under these circumstances. Well, I think
not when there's other cars that could actually hit them.
Okay, I think you're right. And the reason I think you're right is because of the 40 to 50 cars that were now piled up in my area behind me and around me. I was the only one honking.
Right, and
then nobody else thought to do this. All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yeah.
I had to run over and pick up a little. All right, Gwynn and Chris getting set to wrap things up for the Friday edition of the program. Scraby alongside, and Tony Gwynn Jr. getting ready to call the game tonight at Petco Park. Sam Levitt's pregame show right around the corner here. Griffin Canning was our Friar Friday interview. Chance to meet him coming up in a moment or two. And yes,
before we get into Craig Stammen, we wanted to talk about this, but we forgot. So we were talking about the Knicks and how expensive the tickets were for the NBA Finals game. Well, our Chris vs. the Fans winner let us know that the Knicks are actually giving 500 total tickets for the 2 home games to underprivileged youth in the Garden of Dreams Foundation. I just want to make sure we get that because that is a good thing.
Give the Knicks a little love.
A little credit. They're giving away free tickets.
Give them a little love. The other 18,200 tickets cost an average of $14,000 a piece.
Yeah, so I wanted to make sure we got
those 500 are going to be given to some underprivileged kids, which is a nice touch.
Yes.
Knicks and Spurs are starting shortly in game number 2. Let's hear from Craig Stammen one last time. And I thought this was a pretty good question put to him today by our guys, Ben and Woods. Earlier this morning, manager Craig Stammen joined Ben and Woods. The manager report presented by SDCCU. It's not big bank banking, it's better. They wanted to know how Stam is dealing with his first rough patch as a manager. Good question, guys.
Yeah, exactly. You know, who doesn't love a good challenge and, you know, something that tests your belief in what you've always believed in. So just got to stick to that, double down, keep our circles a little smaller and figure this out together. But we will, and it's going to be fun when we do.
That's a really good answer, I got to tell you. That's a really good answer. And he's touching on the thing that's the hardest part. To continue believing in what you've always believed in works.
Yep.
Because you're watching in front of your eyes and it's not working.
Yep.
But the dumb move, as we talked about earlier today, the dumb thing is to just change everything. that's probably not going to get you where you need to go. You got to believe in what you believe in. Got you here in the first place, but it can be testing when day after day, night after night, you see, 3 hits, 4 hits, 1 run, no runs.
I like what he said, where you got to get your circles a little smaller.
Get your circles a little tighter. Absolutely, man. Everybody's got to just kind of come together, make it work. Hopefully it'll be tonight. Let's put it this way, Scrave. They lose 2 out of 3. You and I are off Monday.
Yes.
We're going to leave. We'll leave the show to Tony to explain
That's
it.
fine. That's fine.
On Monday.
We're just gonna play a cricket sounder for 4 hours.
If they lose 3 in a row, then all 3 of us are just going to be off, and Adam Kluge's going to have to,
The station is not going to be here on Monday.
we're gonna all run for the hills.
They cannot.
If that happens,
lose this series.
If they lose all 3 games and score 2 runs total. Are you kidding me?
I'm knocking on wood
Monday?
because I do not want this to happen.
College baseball super regionals, quick scores. West Virginia 12-2 over Cal Poly. Congratulations to Cal Poly for even being in the super regionals. They're down a game. Troy beat Little Rock 12-2. Both these teams are nicknamed the Trojans, by the way. And one of the 2 will be in the College World Series. A little vote for the little guy. And then speaking of Trojans, USC beat North Carolina today 9-5. All right. We got to get to – what time are we getting to this?
Right now.
All right. I had a story, but I'll try to get it in at the end.
Okay.
First, Griffin Canning with Tony and I earlier.
Let's bring our Friar Friday guest on. Padres starting Griffin Canning joins us here on Friar Friday. Griffin, how are you, my friend? Welcome back home.
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Guys, in a little bit of a rut. I'm sure after a trip like that, it was 7 days, I believe it was. It probably feels a little bit longer when it's gone as rough as it's gone for you guys this last road trip.
Yeah, definitely. It's not fun to go on the road and lose 2 series, but it's a long season. We got a lot of games left, but definitely trying to turn things around with tonight.
Griffin, I want to ask you about what kinds of things you might have heard about the guy that we call the pitching whisperer here, and that is our pitching coach, Ruben Niebla, who seems to, have created, quite a name for himself here with the kinds of arms he's worked with and things he's been able to change. But I'm curious, as somebody played for, other teams, the Angels, the Mets, all the way across the country, but do you ever hear stuff about a guy before you get to meet him? And now that you are working with Ruben Niebla, what are your thoughts? I mean, has it been what you thought?
Yeah, I don't know if you necessarily hear direct things about other coaches or anything, but I think you kind of see the track record of the guys that have been here in the past and the things that they were able to come in here and do, and then obviously a lot of those guys have gone on and signed some good deals and continued throwing well. Yeah, I mean, now being here and working with him, he's been awesome. I think you always want a guy that's going to be upfront and honest with you, and that's Ruben. I think he tells you how it is, and if you don't like it, then it's mostly stuff you need to work on, need to get better. He's not gonna sugarcoat things, so he brings out the best in you, and you kind of know he has your back.
Griffin, you came into this year, having to deal with a pretty substantial injury. You were rolling there in 25. You end up tearing your Achilles. What was that process like? I watched a little bit of it with you and Jason Adam during spring training. I mean, talk about having an injury that doesn't actually involve your arm and what it's like trying to put that together with a fresh arm, but, a lower extremity injury that you're trying to work through at the same time.
I think the hardest part is probably just because it's not a super common injury in baseball in particular. I mean, just trying to find a place to rehab where you feel like they're going to put you in the best position to succeed when you're coming back. Scott Hacker has been awesome here, super helpful in getting me back. So, yeah, obviously it was a tough injury to deal with, but I feel like as an athlete, it's kind of part of it. Sometimes things are going to pop up, and I mean, if the alternative is not playing, then obviously the easy thing is just to rehab and get back as quickly as you can.
Griffin Canning is with us, Padres right-hander, and from Southern California. For those who don't know, grew up in Orange County. Went to Santa Margarita Catholic High School there, and on to UCLA. So it is a bit of a homecoming after you'd pitched for the Angels. You were drafted out of high school, and I'm just curious what that process was like for you. And was there any temptation to say, you know what, yeah, I would like to take my crack at the major leagues? Or how difficult was it to say, you know, I'm going to go back to college, I'm going to continue to work on my craft, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, you end up getting drafted in the second round out of UCLA, so it worked out great for you. But take us a little through that process. I imagine young people kind of confront this situation often.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going through high school and obviously you're starting to major league teams are reaching out to you and you're going over stuff with them before the draft, it's obviously very, very enticing because it's a lot of kids' dreams, and that's ultimately your goal is to end up in the major league. Yeah, I think it's kind of a personal thing that varies from guy to guy. I think it was a relatively easy decision for me to go to college. I just didn't feel like I was necessarily ready for it. I wanted that college experience. And then I think on the other hand, just kind of knowing Coach Savage and their staff at UCLA made it a lot easier decision. Just a lot of the track record of the pitchers that had been there. Just knowing that he had my best interest and was going to help me get better. And I think that's kind of what happened over those 3 years I was there.
Griffin Canning joins us here on Friar Friday, Padres starter. And Griffin, I've noticed in your 6 starts this season, as you've kind of gone through it, you've really had a good feel for the changeup from the very beginning. Is that something that you worked on during the offseason, or has that just kind of been the pitch that you have gotten the feel for fastest as you've trying to, recover after not pitching for a year?
I've always had pretty good feel for the changeup. It's a little bit of a different grip that I started throwing last year. I mean, just continuing to work on it over the off season. I think ultimately just knowing yourself is usually going to put you in the best position. So just knowing what kind of works for me. But at the same time, it's a long season. Sometimes other pitchers are going to be working better on certain days. So I think kind of just realizing that as quickly into a start as you can and kind of just rolling with those pitches that are on that day.
Griffin Canning will be starting tomorrow night for the Padres against his former team, the Mets. And Griffin, I don't know if you were aware, but we were kind of detailing your exploits before you came on. And because Tony's upstairs and he saw you going over and talking to the manager and all your former friends on the Mets. Have you kind of thought at all what it might be like tomorrow night to pitch against these guys, number one? And number two, what's tonight going to be like for you as a guy who's pitching tomorrow? What kinds of things will you be focusing on as you watch the game play out tonight?
Yeah, no, I haven't really thought about it. I mean, ultimately my job is to go out there and get outs and get as deep into the game as I can. So I think that's kind of my main focus. Yeah, obviously it's good to see some of these guys that I spent the year with last year. But there's a lot of new guys in this lineup, a lot of new coaches on the staff. So it's kind of a new team. And as far as tonight goes, I think I'm watching how Mike is going to attack these hitters, try and pick his brain as much as I can. I think that's been a big thing for me this year is throwing after Michael, has just been able to talk to him and see kind of what he was seeing with the hitters and how he thinks some of my pitches might work against them. Yeah, Michael's been super, super helpful and awesome just to kind of talk to him and have him explain kind of what his thought process was going through in certain at-bats, and kind of learning and building off that.
Well, Griffin, we appreciate you coming on, spending some time with us, man. Good luck in your start tomorrow, and it was fun having you on.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Griffin. Griffin Canning.
Tony Gwynn Jr. here for SDCC.
Sorry, that's
your
my
savings
fault.
Will be on the rise with SDCC.
Sorry, Tony. You're gonna have to hear from you in just a second.
Tony didn't interrupt me. Griffin Canning there. He'll pitch tomorrow night. Michael King is on the hill tonight against the Mets. Sam Levitt will have the entire breakdown for you in a couple of minutes. Let me finish with this. This is a guy that I was really a fan of. And maybe, in this generation, you don't even know barely who he is. His name was Paul Westhead. He was a NBA championship coach and a WNBA championship coach. I believe is the only coach ever to do that. But what I remember him most was when he coached the famous Loyola Marymount team with Hank Gathers, Bo Kimball, and the highest scoring squad in NCAA history. That was made more memorable by their run to the Elite Eight, the season that Hank Gathers died and collapsed on the court. Paul Westhead was the coach of that team. And prior to that, he'd been with the Lakers, and he won the title in his very first year, 1980. But he and Magic Johnson did not get along and see eye to eye.
Oh.
Guess who lost that battle?
Not Magic Johnson.
That's right. Magic stayed, Westhead left. But this guy had an incredible career as a coach, did a lot of great things. Tonight he was honored before the game in San Antonio by the NBCA, the National Basketball Coaches Association. He was given the Chuck Daly Lifetime Achievement Award. 87 years old. Paul Westhead honored tonight in San Antonio. I've said this many times. If you want to see a really fun and emotionally charged 30 for 30, go find the Guru of Go. It's about Paul Westhead and that Loyola Marymount team of fame from 1990. You'll enjoy it, I'm pretty sure. Scraby,
Yes?
enjoy your weekend.
We'll see if we're here on Monday.
No kidding, yeah. Like we said, if they lose all three, you guys are on your own Monday out there. You guys come in and do your own show.
Yeah, that's it.
If they don't win any games, hopefully they'll win starting tonight. Sammy Levitt is next on 97.3 The Fan.